let's start with a classic example that I show to all of my students. I feel like everybody should know it because it is perhaps the single most clear illustration of how much king activity changes the landscape of an endgame. This is a game between Cuban world champion Jose Raul Capablanca, fourth world champion, and Savelye Tartakower, who was one of the strongest players of the early 20th century. I believe he was later given the Grandmaster title by FIDE toward the end of his life. And Capablanca and Tartakower have reached a really interesting endgame. Material is currently equal, 5 pawns each. But you might see that white has this protected pass pawn on g5. And of course, we will also talk about pass pawns in a subsequent video. But if you look a little bit more carefully, you'll see that there is a bit of a problem. White has this incredibly weak pawn on c3 and a weak pawn on a4. And that pawn cannot be defended. White's rook, although it's on the 7th rank, it cannot return to defend this pawn. It looks like white's not only going to lose this pawn, but the king is going to be tossed back to the 2nd rank. And this g-pawn alone is not going to decide the game in white's favor. Because after g6, even the rook can simply capture on g6. And after rook takes c7, rook g7, black is totally fine. The position is approximately equal. What else could white try? White could try to hunt for the d5 pawn, but that kind of loses focus. Rook takes c3, king e2, black can defend it with c6. And if white pushes g6, that doesn't do as much as it seems to, because after rook g3, the rook is behind the pass pawn. At the very least, black's position is very comfortable. The game should end in a draw. But it turns out that in this position, white is winning with an absolutely brilliant maneuver, one of my favorite endgame maneuvers. Capablanca realized that these pawns do not matter. The only thing that matters is the fact that after black takes on c3, white's king is going to be tossed back to the 2nd rank, and that cannot be allowed. Capablanca thought about it and realized that the king actually has a pathway toward black's side of the position where it can support this crucial pass pawn on g5. Capablanca plays the move king g3. Tartakower takes on c3, and the king turns the corner, king h4. The whole point here is that the king is going to walk up through h5 to g6, or through an alternate path that I'm about to reveal. And once the king gets into black's side of the board, it's going to be so much easier to push this pawn. White's king, rook, and pawn are going to overwhelm black's rook, because black's king, unlike its counterpart, is completely cut off along the 8th rank. Watch what happens. Tartakower continues to go after white's pawns. Now, king h5 was possible, but Capablanca finds an even more efficient way of getting the king straight into the heart of black's position. The king diagonally, whoops, apologies for that. The king diagonally crosses its way to f6. Tartakower can take all the pawns that he wants. He does. He takes on f4. He can even take the pawn on d4, but as my good friend Robert Hess says, it's not about the quantity of the pass pawns, it's only about the quality. You can have a single pass pawn, but that pass pawn decides the game. After king f6, you're threatening mate, the rook swings over, and now checkmate is simply unstoppable. We're not even talking about promotion here, we're talking about mate. So Tartakower, instead of taking on d4, he goes rook e4, tries to keep the rook on an open file. Capablanca slides into f6, threatening mate, rook g7 check, forcing black's king onto an awkward spot. Now Capablanca simply starts collecting all of black's pawns. Rook c8 is a mate threat. The king collects the pawn on f5. Goes back to f6 in order to keep black's rook passive. Rook c8 mate is there. And look at how much mileage white is squeezing out of that king. Now after rook f4 check, the king goes on to greener pastures. Goes on to e5 in order to collect the d5 pawn. g7 check, another very nice move by Jose Raul Capablanca. One of the great things about having your king active in the endgame is that almost all pawn endgames are going to be winning when there is such a disparity in king activity. Normally, if black's king was on b4 or d7, the game would end in a draw. But because white's king is so active, this endgame is an elementary win. The simplest way to win simply being to slide the king over to b7 and win all of black's pawns. It's like watching Lionel Messi on the soccer field. You feel like the king was on f6 1 second and it's on b7 the other. Tartakower can't take the pawn, and Capablanca completes the job by taking 2 more of black's pawns and winning by promoting the d-pawn. Tartakower could have resigned a little bit earlier. He resigned here because the d-pawn is entirely unstoppable. A relatively simple example, but nonetheless, this shows the incredible power, how much activating your king in almost any type of endgame can totally transform the landscape of the position. Moving on, we have the following position from Akiba Rubinstein's game. Akiba Rubinstein, also an early 20th century player. and one of the greatest endgame players of that generation, of that time. This is also a relatively famous game. Now it's black to play. White has just played the move rook to c1, offering a rook trade. And a quick look reveals that black really cannot refuse that trade, because if black goes on to h4, white's rook infiltrates to c7 and all of black's pawns fall. So Rubinstein takes on c1 and the king takes. Now you might notice that there is a disparity in the pawn structure. Black's pawn structure is so much better than white's, but in a pawn endgame, pawn structure might not matter because the position could get locked up and then the game ends in a draw. Now the advice that you'll often get in these types of positions is to go toward the center. But very importantly, what this game reveals is that king activity does not just mean going blindly toward the center of the board in any kind of endgame. It means very mindfully and very carefully charting the right path for the king. The king is capable of great things, but you have to know where you're going and why. If you go toward the center, you're not going to get much done because white's king is right in time to stop the infiltration to c4, and even though white's pawns are weak, there's nothing to attack them. So instead of going toward the center, Rubinstein realized that the target square for black's king is on h3, and that is because this pawn on h2 is white's biggest weakness. And what happens in the game is that Rubinstein makes a beeline straight for that square. White's king barely manages to reach g1, but it doesn't matter. Again, look at the disparity in king activity. That disparity is transformed into a very confident win with a relatively simple but nonetheless very nice plan. Rubinstein now realizes that what he needs to do is clear kind of, it's like when you're walking with an axe and clearing all the trees. He will have to get his king over to g3. Now, what does that entail? Well, that means he'll have to trade the pawns on h2 and f2, and he has just the tools to do that because white is totally paralyzed. First he goes e5, freezing white's pawns. Now he goes b5, not strictly necessary, but he wanted to make sure that white doesn't have any extra moves on the other side. Boom, boom, boom. All pawns on the fourth ring. g4, there goes one pawn. Okay, Kohn goes e4, trying to mix things up. Obviously, g takes f3 would be very inadvisable. Always got to be careful. Rubinstein plays f takes e4, and now he plays h4 and g3. And the game is over. White is essentially forced to trade both of these pawns. And after hg3, Erich Kohn resigned. Because if he takes on g3, then the king takes, walks up to f3, takes this pawn, and the game is over. If white tries f3, then black can win either with g2 or with a6, but the move g2 is probably the simplest to win. F4. It looks like white's broken through and white's promoted, but again, all because of the king activity. This is not to be feared. King g3, e6, and now a very typical mating sequence. Funnily enough, black could even troll with a move like a6, even let white promote. And if this isn't an illustration of the importance of king activity, then I don't know what is. So once again, it's all about charting the right path, particularly in pawn endgames. Do not go blindly toward the center. Try to find the right target square for your king and get the most mileage out of it. And speaking of mileage, let's take a look at one of my games. From right about 12 years ago against Benjamin Bach. Neither of us were grandmasters at the time this game was played. But I think this is also a good illustration of the fact that even in queen endgames, even when your opponent has an active queen, it doesn't matter. The king can overpower even the queen in the right kind of situation. Okay, so we have a queen endgame. Materials equal 6 pawns apiece. But if you look carefully at the pawn structure, you might notice two things. First is that black has this very weak backward pawn on f6, and it's fixed by the pawn on e4. Now, that might not matter because white doesn't have many pieces left, but that's something to keep in mind. The second thing, perhaps even more important, is that we have the potential to create a passed pawn with h4. And I was very tempted to play h4 here. Why didn't I do that? Because after the trade, black's queen swings back to the blockading post on h6, and white simply cannot make any progress without allowing black to create a passed pawn of his own with f5. So if we go h5, we yield the g5 square, black goes f5, and the passed pawns kind of cancel each other out. There's going to be perpetual check. The king is simply not able to escape the queen's checks, and black can even push his pawn if he's so inclined. If we don't go h5, if we go king h3, then the queen can just, for example, park itself on f4. f5 is threatened. If you try queen g4, obviously black will not trade. Black will simply continue checking. White is unable to make progress here. So with that, without eliminated, I started to kind of get scared. I thought, well, I've got this advantage, I've got this advantage, but maybe that can't be transformed into anything. And then I remembered something. I remembered that my king actually had legs. I don't need to keep it on g2. nor do I need to hurry with the move h4. I can't use my queen to attack f6 because the queen is guarding this very important d2 square. We do not want to allow this, or rather queen c2 is more accurate. We do not want to allow black to take all of my queenside pawns. So let's keep the queen on e2. Let's make the king work for it. Boom. 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 The king all the way to g6 in 4 moves. There was nothing black could have done to stop it. And this makes all the difference. I slid it all the way up to g7. And now, when I move my queen to the f file, the f pawn is immediately going to be under attack. Plus, if I ever push my h pawn, which happens very soon, I call this kind of rolling out the red carpet. Once the pawn reaches h6, the king will be able to supervise the pawn's progress all the way to promotion, which frees up the white queen to do stuff like block checks, or cover important squares, or attack the f6 pawn, or all 3 of them. Benjamin tries to desperately prevent me from getting a passed pawn. He plays g4. That's an ingenious move. Queen takes g4. He takes on h2, but it doesn't matter. This pawn on f6 is what kills black. Queen. Okay, I went a4 first. Don't want to give him any pawns. My king on g7 is A, perfectly safe, and B, immune from any checks whatsoever. Queen d2, queen g6. Now white is threatening queen f7, and then queen takes f6, so Benjamin steps aside with his king. Of course, you don't want to take on f6 and give up g3, so I played g4. And Benjamin goes queen g3. One really nice illustration of how important king activity is, even in the queen endgame, would have happened if black played queen f4. So what happens here? White can force a queen trade, but black can play the very clever move king e7. And if you look carefully, you'll see that the point is that white cannot take on f4. Black gets an unstoppable passed pawn. But you might also see that black is essentially in Zugzwang. The queen can't move, otherwise you lose f6. The king can't move because you lose f6. Black only has 2 moves at his disposal, and that is to push the pawn up to c6 and then up to c5. All white has to do is wait it out. King g6, c6, king g7, c5, king g6, and finally black is in Zugzwang. If black takes the queen, we play g takes f5. This is king activity at its finest. Black has to step aside and give up f6 and lose. So after g4, Benjamin went queen g3, queen f5 check, king takes f6, and that's it. I've won the pawn, and the rest is very easy. We simply promote this pawn. Every square along the g-file is protected. And at this point, notice that I don't really care about my queenside pawns anymore. I have judged that my pawn is sufficiently far advanced that we can essentially give up all 3 of these pawns because we are so close to promoting. Queen a2, queen e6, cutting off the queen's control of the promotion square. And now the king hides on f8. And then queen f5. If he went queen c5 check after king e8, there are simply no more checks. So Benjamin checks me from the other side. King f8. If queen d8 check, look at this. King f7, and the queen very nicely covers all of the potential checking squares. Queen f4, queen f5. Last attempt by Benjamin to pin my pawn, and after king f7, finally black is out of checks. Promotion is unstoppable. Just one little funny detail, a little bit outside the scope of what we're talking about. Benjamin made a couple more moves. In this position, I went queen d5 check and he resigned. But can you spot a really, really cute tactic? There was actually a mate in 2, and it was quite a beautiful one. There was the move queen c6 check, which I saw, but I was afraid to play it. I didn't want to spoil the game. I thought maybe I'm hallucinating, but turned out I wasn't. This is indeed checkmate. So that existed, but I decided to win the game in more mundane fashion. Notice the king ends the game on g7. It started the game on g2. It went all the way up, and that did the trick.
Thanks, guys. We are here with the perfect score winner of the Naroditsky Rapid and Blitz Creator Invitational, John Bartholomew. Now, you went 9-0, but more importantly, what was the score of the Scandinavian?
You know, I don't think I actually had any Scandinavians, Mike, surprisingly.
So it was a disappointing tournament then.
You know, I was actually playing a repertoire that was sort of in Daniel's honor. I was playing a lot of d6-based systems as black. Didn't quite get a King's Indian, which he was so well known for, but I played some King's Indian attacks as white as well. So I'd like to think that helped me today.
Was that intentional that you actually tried to play in his style?
Yeah, it was. And I was hoping to get a full-fledged King's Indian because I think that's the opening most people know Danya by. He was such an expert in that one. So, yeah, I just kind of got on a roll, and the openings were working okay, and things fell into place.
Now, you're one of the OG content creators, and of course, he was known for his content. What does it mean to you to win this tournament to honor Danya?
Oh, it means everything. This is one of the best results of my career, and not just because of the score, because of the unfortunate, sad circumstances. But I'd like to think Daniel would be proud of the way that I played today, and I think you would have been proud of everyone who played today in this tournament and everyone in the events the past few days.
I can hear the emotion in your voice. What was your toughest game today?
The game against Levy in round 3 was just a mad time scramble back and forth. And I was telling Levy, because I won my first 2 games and then I played him, and it was messy. Could have gone either way, but I got a bit fortunate at the end. I had this nice knight h3 tactic that forced checkmate. And to win a tournament like this, especially with this score, you need some lucky moments like that. And one thing I've been telling my YouTube viewers the past year is never question a hot streak. Once you get going, just don't think about it. Don't think about the moment. Just continue that momentum. Don't let anything impact it.
Okay, so finally, you won all your games here. Does that mean you're going to jump online and play right now because you went 9-0?
No, I'm gonna get a nice lunch with my girlfriend. Thanks to her for the support. Thanks to Charlotte for organizing this. This has been a tremendous weekend. I really, really love everyone coming together. This felt like a big chess reunion, Mike. So yeah, we're gonna get a quick lunch, and I'm gonna watch the Blitz final after this. I'm excited.
That'll be fun. Very classy champion. It was great talking with you, John.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
Back to you guys.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Naroditsky Memorial. It is time for the Blitz Finals. I'm your host for the day, David Howell, and I'm joined still by my good friend, the legendary Judith Polgar. Judith, we have some exciting games ahead, and in North Carolina, in Charlotte right now, the players are getting ready.
Absolutely, we had quite some fun as a warm-up for us previously, and now we are going to see the big shots. I'm looking forward so much.
Me too. It's all been building up to this. It's been a weekend of chess. On Friday, the players were playing Rapid. Yesterday were the Blitz qualifiers. Big pack, but only 10 made it through to the finals. And maybe we can take a look at who we'll be seeing today. We've already seen some creators in the Creators Invitational, but in the Blitz finals, we're going to see 9 very, very famous grandmasters, plus an underdog who had an incredible day yesterday. This is the field, Judith. We see the likes of Wesley, Hikaru Nakamura, Sindarov. The big surprise package from yesterday, though, was Ethan Sheehan of the United States, just 17 years old, just a national master, so the only non-GM in the pack. But nobody's going to be taking him lightly today.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see him, how he's going to be battling it out today in this field. Because with youngsters, you never know whether it's by chance or they can prove themselves again and again. But I'm also very happy to see Boris Gelfand. I'm good friend with him. He's a nice guy. I was playing with him so many decades. And well, these days he's more writing books, I guess. But after all, he was a runner-up also, playing against Anand, the World Championship match. So quite a special field. But also I'm very happy to see Sindarov here, who is going to be playing the World Championship match, hopefully later this year against Gukesh. So a lot of exciting people in the field.
Exactly, a lot of real star quality, and maybe we can check out the pairings for round 1. We'll get to know some of the other players as we go along. We'll get to know them a bit better, follow some of their games, but already a headline pairing, Hikaru Nakamura against Boris Gelfand. Like you said, Judith, a legend. Boris now 58 years old, but yesterday he won 2 Armageddon games just to get here. Both games he won on demand with white, and he's going to be feeling in good form. Hikaru started shakily yesterday, drew round 1, but then started performing as we know he can. And which other games are you looking forward to seeing?
Well, of course, that's the key match for the first round, but of course I'm also quite happy to see just below Mokidin Madaminov against Javokir, because it many times depends what is going to be in round 1. As we've seen also for Sindarov in the candidates tournament. In round 1, he had a bad position with white, and after that he won that game. And actually things were going in a very different way, or it could have been going in a very different way. So round 1 is always kind of important. Of course, we talk about the Blitz today and 3+2 time control, but of course everybody is going to be taking it extremely seriously, because but they want to have fun also. But results are also important, right? You know, even if it's only a Blitz event.
Exactly. The players definitely having fun. Many of these players, they've talked about what Danya meant to them. Andy Woodward, we heard from him over the weekend. Vasif Durabaili as well. He was playing yesterday with a smile on his face. He was leading for much of the build-up to this event. He qualified quite comfortably towards the finals, but did have a streak of games where he had to play Fabiano, Hikaru, and Wesley so back-to-back. Wesley was smiling as well all the time. You mentioned earlier the Uzbek clash, Madaminov against Sindarov. It's funny, Judith, because yesterday Javokir in round 1 of the Blitz, he played against his brother. It was Sindarov against Sindarov. He played against his brother Islambek, and then later in the event he played his second, Madaminov. Now he's playing his second again. So it's going to be a lot of familiar faces in this playing hall.
Yeah. It must be a special event for those people who are playing there, because I guess everybody knew Naroditsky, Danya, and they have all the memories, I'm pretty sure, came back. with this event, and yeah, it's a beautiful event taking place in his memory.
Yeah, it really is.
Boris is in the focus. Look at that. Boris sitting there already focusing. Of course, the real pro.
Yeah, he's the ultimate professional, Judith.
Yes.
Just the way he approaches the game, that he studies the game, the way he plays, it's also, it's all so sophisticated, and I think he's an icon. He's a hero for many players. We've learned a lot from him.
Yeah, he's a real gentleman as well. He's the nice guy. And we see Hikaru.
Nice guy.
They have
off the
been
board.
playing. Yeah, they were playing so many games already. They have such a history.
Yeah, I remember seeing them battle out in around 2010 onwards. Hikaru said one of his best games ever was his King's Indian defense, his Queen D3 beautiful sacrifice against Boris. I think from around 2010, 2011. Boris winking there. Yeah, as we were saying, nice guy off the board, but on the board he's very, very
merciless,
efficient. Exactly, and same for Hikaru. If he gets a chance, he'll take it, and he starts with white. Hikaru wasn't there for the rapid, but when the blitz started, after a few rounds warming up, he started to show really, really impressive form. Looked comfortable. And Ethan Sheehan against Simon Kanin, and this is two of the underdogs. Kanin yesterday, a grandmaster, but maybe one of the lesser known grandmasters compared to, it's all relative compared to the rest of the field. He made it, and Ethan needed to win with, in the final round against Ponomarev, so very impressive. Always smiling as well.
Yeah. Well, for the youngster, it is going to be a kind of fun time and a great opportunity.
Yeah.
And this Sindarov. With Madamino.
The Uzbek clash, two best friends. And in the meantime, it does look like Mike Klein is making some announcements before the event starts.
Next up, we have Grandmaster Javakir Sindarov. Grandmaster Wesley So. Grandmaster Sam Sevian. Grandmaster Boris Gelfand. Grandmaster Andy Woodward. Grandmaster Vasif Durabali. Grandmaster Mukhidin Madaminov. Grandmaster Semyon Kanin. And finally, National Master Ethan Sheehan. We're going to have 9 exciting rounds, a couple of technical things that Grant is going to walk you through.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming. Spectators, may I remind you that cell phones are permitted in this room for the first.
And there we heard from Mike Klein. Nice to see the players get the respect, the applause that they deserve. Judith, some real stars here coming back and playing Blitz to honor Dania's memory. Dania, he loved Blitz, as we all know.
But it's interesting to see. I feel tension on stage. The players, I mean, these guys are grandmasters. You see that? Okay, now 7 minutes of focus. Let's go. Which game? Can we start with Hikaru and Nakamura, you think? Or which game? Maybe first we go to the bird's eye view.
Yeah, let's stay on the bird's eye view for a little while. It's 4 nights between Hikaru and Boris. I do wonder whether Madaminov against Sindarov will be a draw. It was a very quick draw yesterday between them, but maybe they'll fight now that it's a round robin. Let's go into Hikaru against Boris. All E4, E5s, I should mention. Some Spanishes, some Italians. This is the 4 nights. And Judith, it has a drawish reputation, but yeah, maybe a little bit of venom. And not easy for black to equalize.
Yeah, I can't say that this is what I'm so happy to see on the board when I pick this game. But of course, the Petrov is a possibility too, because that's how it started, right? With the 2 knight of 6. And
Judah, before we jump deep into this, maybe we can go to the Uzbek board, because we're about to see a finish. It was a draw. We're about to be a draw as we predicted.
Okay.
Queen sacrifice. maybe we can just show this. A very well known force draw.
So maybe it was not exactly such a sharp, exciting game. Yeah, they just thought
Peace sacrifice.
Yeah.
Queen sac.
Yeah. Thanks. Perpetuate check. I had a lot of fun when I was a kid in seeing such an ending. Okay. So game 1 is finished. Let's go back, yeah?
Yeah. Already nearly the same number of draws in this tournament as there was in the Creator Invitational, the whole 9 rounds.
Well, I said it that I can guarantee we're going to have more draws in this tournament, of course. Okay, so what do we have here? Queen g3. Bishop h6 is in the air. It became the last 2 moves a bit more exciting than it was, because here after queen f3 black played c5.
Yeah, sometimes black wants to drop the bishop back first, right? Because now you're pretty much committed to a bishop takes c3 type of idea.
Yeah, Boris went for something like that. Queen g3, bishop c3. So maybe it's a simple solution for black. Takes and c4, and pushing back the d3 active bishop.
Yeah, it looks like that has happened, those moves, and after capture, bishop back to f1, knight e4, I'm assuming, is the follow-up, hitting the queen.
Well, knight
the,
e4, but also maybe bishop f5 is possible to highlight the weakness of c2. Of course, if white could play 2 more moves, putting it on d4 the bishop, that could be quite unpleasant for black. So the time element is important. He went knight d4, I guess.
Looked like it from his hand movements. Queen to e3 or queen to e5, coming around to d4.
Well, or go to f3 and keep the space for the bishop, though then the c3 is hanging, right?
And Judah, I'm very biased towards bishops, but I also like a good pawn structure. Here, I think it is all about, like you said, that bishop getting to d4. If it does, Hikaru is just going to dominate the game. If not, then Boris is going to be very happy. Maybe queen's coming off is going to help Boris as well.
But after queen f3, I have the feeling that queen f6 can be a very strong move. Because of this pawn on c3 hanging.
Okay, and if white takes, are you taking with the knight, giving white time to get bishop e3,
I
bishop
wanted to
d4?
take with the pawn, sorry.
Yeah, I thought that might be the answer, unfortunately.
I want to have my knight, I want to attack the pawn.
Okay.
I know these are ugly there, those pawns, but it's a concrete game.
White's pawns are uglier. Maybe Hikaru was scared of
So
this because if you go back.
Yeah, Hikaru went queen e3. Oops, sorry. He went queen e3, queen f6, rook d4, rook e8. So bishop will not reach the d4 square, very clear. Cannot get that harmony unless white will play bishop a3 and at some point go to c5 and d4. This is the route which I can imagine. Bishop c4.
Okay. Action. So he wins a pawn, Hikaru, but it will lead to opposite color bishops, and Boris says, no, you won't win a pawn. Brilliant move. Knight takes f2. The knight was dropping anyway. So he gets a pawn for it.
And white has this double pawns, which is not going to be too beneficial for him. Probably Hikaru blundered this, forgot about this move.
Okay. It's just going to end up in a level-looking endgame. I can't really imagine either side winning this. There's so many open files that the rooks are probably coming off Judith in the near future.
Yeah, and probably we'll see the second draw already shortly. Or there is a great chance to that.
We waited all day for some draws, and now finally they all come along at once. This looks like it might be the only peaceful of the remaining games. I don't know what you want to do. Should we stick here, or should we go to...
No, I think we should move on, because actually Ethan seems to be winning completely.
Let's do it. Let's jump. Ethan Sheehan,
this.
he's on fire. Okay. And while we jump in, his hand shakes. Knight c5. He wins with all these passed pawns, and he wins with 2 minutes still on his clock, Judith.
Oof,
he's so
incredible.
Quick. So speedy.
Let's see, Sindarov. Galfond is still playing. What about this game?
Andy Woodward. Okay, no, it's Sam Sevian against Wesley So.
Yes.
And it's a pawn up for white. Oh, no, wait, exchange.
No,
I
it's
keep
an
counting
exchange.
pawns, not pieces.
Yeah.
Judith.
It's an exchange.
Guilty.
I also thought at first that white has a great position, which actually he has, but there's some material missing. That's the only problem. If this knight would be on f5, we could be happy with.
Or white knight on d3, but that's no longer possible after this whole en passant. Sam Sevian has only a couple of seconds left every move. He's making moves with barely any time on his clock.
Yeah. Knight d4.
d4 looks very strong.
And
Played. Is it going to cost more material, or can white hit the black rook? There we go. The knight defends. And we're seeing some more tactics now. Knight c5 was played, bishop takes h6, I believe, and Sam Sevian's trying to gamble on a sudden attack against the black king.
Look at that! But the problem is it's not enough.
No. And queen takes d3, I think, was played at the very end. Black's a piece up. Yeah. Wesley So's not going to let it slip. Up a knight. Plenty of time.
Yeah, but he ran out of time. Not yet.
And yeah, the board is not keeping up with the camera right now, but Wesley, either way, is about to win. He's a full knight up. Hard to imagine him ever messing at something like this. Messing it up.
Well, yeah, I don't think there is any practical chance. It's just you don't want to give up. You want to fight until the very end. That maybe some miracle happens, but not in this situation, I think.
No.
And in the
background
meantime, we have... we saw Boris finished his game, a draw.
Exactly. Boris, that's a great result. That's a very solid draw. Never in trouble against Hikaru Nakamura. It's a round robin for anyone just joining us, so all play all. There we go. Wesley gets the win. So every result matters. You want to ideally target a few players here and there, be solid against a few other opponents maybe. You don't want to lose to your biggest rivals. And Sam Sevian, tough start for him. But Wesley, I think Wesley, at least the way he's been acting, he might be my pick. He's just so confident. He knew Daniel very well as well. I think he would be very inspired to try and win. And these are the results. Judith, already as many draws in one round as we saw in 9 rounds of the Creator Invitational.
Yes, absolutely. And we're going to see more, but we're also going to see more excitement, whether it's going to be a draw or decisive games. 3 leaders in the first, but Ethan Shimahan is a very interesting player to check and look at it from distance or closer. But I think we might see some surprises from him.
Yeah, early days of course, but Ethan Sheehan off to a dream start after a incredible day yesterday, a big breakthrough in his young career, just 17 years old, and beating all these top grandmasters. He's been very impressive. But in the meantime, there is a longer break after round one, as there's a very nice touch at the event right now. Some of the players are meeting the fans. They're doing meet and greets, having photos, having some signings. So we're going to go on a short break. But before we do, a reminder for everyone at home why we're all here. Of course, it is in memory of Dania. And for anyone who is directly looking to support Dania's legacy, the official Daniel Naroditsky Memorial Fund is now accepting donations. Every single penny, every single donation goes directly towards funding the annual memorial tournament that we're seeing right now, and towards establishing fellowships to support talented young chess players on their journey. So hit !fund in the chat right now to see how you can get involved. Judith and I will be back in just a few minutes.
This is GM Daniel Naroditsky. We are watching the world champion Magnus Carlsen facing off against Anish Giri from the 2021 FIDE World Rapid and Blitz, and we have a Rui Lopez of Berlin. And will Magnus really go into a Berlin endgame? No, he will play the anti-Berlin d3, bishop c5. We have a trade of bishops. We have a trade of bishop for knight, and this is a very, very common line. Black gets that ruined pawn structure on the queen side, but in return, Anish gets the two bishops, white castles, and very often in these lines, we see opposite side castling, which is so interesting. So will Giri castle short? First, he has to defend that e5 pawn, because Carlsen could chase that bishop away from g4, and then the pawn on e5 will lose a defender. First, he goes h6, bishop h4, there's queen e7. I think Anish is preparing to castle queenside. That's going to make the game so exciting. Knight b to d2, supporting the knight f3, and there he goes. No hesitation, Giri castles queenside. We are going to see opposite side attacks in this game, as Magnus will probably end up deploying his queenside pawns. Will he go a4? He can also go a3 and b4, pushing his chariot. This is a critical moment. White has to decide how to start the queenside attack, but I think in a blitz game, Black's attack is actually, practically speaking, easier, because all Anish has to do is go g5 and then h5, and he's already threatening to go h4 in that position. This is really scary for White. I'm not sure about this opening choice for Magnus. Bishop back to g3 preemptively, and he puts more pressure on the e5 pawn, which he is threatening to capture. So the move knight d7 comes to mind, or bishop d6. It looks like Anish does have to defend that pawn. White is threatening to capture it with his bishop. And notice that the knights are defending each other. And the knight on d2 is defending the knight on f3. So bishop takes f3 is never an issue for White. The other knight could just replace its cousin. Giri thinking about how to defend that pawn. I mean, of course he could sacrifice it and start pushing his kingside pawns, but that just seems a little bit too brazen, especially against someone like Magnus. Anish continuing to think this is a big moment. Bishop d6 and knight d7 is what I see. I think that is one of those moves is on the horizon. Knight d7 opens up a diagonal for the queen on e7, and there it is. Knight d7, that's a typical move in such positions. And now my guess is Magnus will start to set his queenside pawns in motion. White has absolutely no time to waste, because now the stage is set for Anish to start pushing his pawns. He goes c3. So Magnus preparing b4 and potentially even preparing d4. Anish, before he pushes his own pawns, he decides to get his king over to b8. Typical prophylactic move. That king is a little bit safer. There's b4. Magnus starting to push his queenside pawns, bishop back to d6, lending more reinforcement to the e5 pawn. a4 by Carlsen. He's ready to play b5 and try to tear that queenside apart. And for Anish, I think he's going to start pushing his kingside pawns. He's got no time to waste either. There he goes. g5. What a fascinating game we have here. b5. This is classic opposite side castling action. c5, a5. Giri says, no, I'm not opening the queen side. Magnus says, oh, yes, you are. There's h5. Now he's threatening h4. Magnus going h4 himself. He pushes a pawn on the king side. That obviously weakens his own king side, but it greatly slows down the progress of Black's pawns. How is Anish going to respond to that? Is he going to play f6 and support the pawn on g5, or is he going to bring a rook to g8? Rook d to g8 seems very logical, because if White takes the pawn on g5 with his own pawn, that might allow Black's h-pawn to march forward, h4, and you can't take the pawn on h4 because of the pin against White's queen. So there's a lot going on the king side here, but another big decision to be made by Anish, who has to decide, is he going to defend the g5 pawn, or is he going to take on h4? He does take on h4. And now he plays f6, cutting open the pin, queen b3, unpinning the knight on f3, and getting the queen in position. I think Magnus is preparing to blast open the queen side with the move b5 to b6. That's a pretty scary prospect for Anish, who is about to do something on the queen side. hesitating there, not sure which piece he was about to grab. Rook d to g8 still on the cards. He has to play that move at some point in order to accumulate his own pieces on the king side. And he goes rook h to g8. So he keeps the other rook on d8, probably for defensive purposes. That's kind of interesting. I thought rook d to g8 was more natural. Maybe it doesn't matter. Now, Carlsen can't move the knight on d2 because if bishop takes f3. The king on g1 is pinned. Maybe Carlsen wants to go king h1 here just to remove that headache, but does he have time for that? This is a battle of tempi. Who strikes first? Will Magnus go b6? Will he go a6 and try to create a lobster pincer situation? Bishop g3. So he adds more beef on the g file. And maybe the knight on f3 is going to jump out to h4 because black has a pretty big weakness on the f5 square. So Carlsen could try to slow everything down by getting his knight to h4. Bishop b6, queen a4, getting the queen out of dodge. And b6 is still very much on the cards as white has lined up two of his heavy pieces on the a file. Magnus very, very devious here. Anish hesitating once again. How will he keep accumulating his pieces on the king side? Rook up to g4. And knight h4 is still possible. Magnus can go knight h4 and then get the other knight over to f3 and try to slow everything down as much as possible. The downside of that is that white is just not going to have enough pieces to attack on the other side of the board. And we see the cameraman come over. We see Carlsen. He's very, very calm. He always is, even in the most complicated position, as he takes a pretty long think here. He also has to reckon with the possibility of f6, f5. Notice that the rook on g4 is laterally pinning the pawn on e4, and there's a queen on the other end of that. So if black plays f5, Giri might be able to forcibly push his pawn down to f4. That would be a big deal. Knight h2, kicking the rook away from g4. I think that is exactly what Carlsen was afraid of. Now, where will Anish put it? Rook g6 seems really natural to leave open room on the g file for the other pieces, but maybe he'll bring it all the way back to g8. Maybe he won't move it at all. Maybe he'll sack the exchange. Anish taking his time here. Time trouble approaching. Rook. And back to g7. Carlsen bringing his other knight to f3. I think that knight is going to h4. I think that is what Carlsen is settling for. And he's leaving his other knight on h2 in order to prevent rook g4. Yes, knight h4 and c4 by Anish, sacrificing a pawn, opening up the c5 square for his knight. What an idea. So after d takes c4, he wants to go knight c5, and this is exactly what's happening. Knight c5, queen has to drop back to c2. Now the e4 pawn is a vulnerability. That is a lot of progress there by Giri. He can recapture the pawn on c4, but then he allows the knight on h4 to jump into f5. This is exceedingly complicated. I don't know who's better, but it looks like black has an initiative here. Queen f7, getting the queen out of forking range of the knight. Now the stage is set, and black can recapture the pawn on c4. There's b6. Giri takes it, and he's probably going to go a6. He does. He closes down the a file. I'm not seeing too much action on the queen side for Magnus. Rook fd1. He tries to attack down the d file. Giri brings his bishop back. Will we see knight f5 from Carlsen? No, we'll see rook d5, sacrificing the exchange, using the pawn on c4 as a base. And what an exchange sack this is. If Giri takes it, and he does, now knight f5 is going to come with great effect. The pawn on d5 is super dangerous as well. Anish has to be very, very accurate here. Brings his bishop back to d8, targets the pawn on b6. There's knight f5, rook g6, keeping the extra exchange is Anish. The other knight coming out to f3. Looks like Magnus has the initiative. Can Anish do something against these encroaching white pieces? But still, black is super solid here. That knight on f5 could potentially lose its base of support if black takes on e4. And Anish's idea here is to go rook g4 and target that pawn on e4, which is holding white's entire position together. Magnus seems a little bit nervous here. It looks really nice for white, but white's also got a lot of weaknesses here. The pawn on b6 is weak. The pawn on e4 is weak. Black's rooks are still doubled on the g file. The moment that bishop moves away from g3, black is crashing through. Knight h4, now rook g4... or rook g5, nope, and he's dropping his rook back, and where's he going to move it? He's going to move it to g4, and Carlsen forking the rooks with knight h6, but down goes the e-pawn, and down goes the bishop, knight takes g3. This is looking pretty good for black, and bishop takes b6 with a check, and now Anish recaptures the knight. Now he's up a pawn, and white's king on h2 is incredibly vulnerable. The queen might drop down to g4. Rook b1, Carlsen tries to get stuff going down the b file, bishop c5. And the d5 pawn is also hanging. Carlsen's position looks incredibly flimsy here, and he's down a pawn, and black is a pass pawn on a6, so any endgame is going to be bad for black. c4 defending the pawn on d5. There goes the queen. Giri is completely in charge right now. Queen g4, rook b3. Carlsen has to defend g3. Bishop f2, not possible yet because of the queen on c2, but something to keep in mind. That e-pawn can rumble forward, e4. That looks so strong. Giri threatening e3. Magnus is on the ropes. Queen b2 attacking b7. Giri ignores it. Bishop d6. Now Carlsen could capture on b7, but after the king moves back to a8, I think there's going to be no way to defend g3, and if g3 falls, white's whole position collapses. This looks lost for Carlsen. I don't see what he can do. and he's twirling the pieces around. He's getting nervous. Rook takes b7, king a8. Now the rook on b7 is also vulnerable. White's position is collapsing. This is lost for Magnus. He doesn't know what to do. Rook back to b3. Bishop takes g3. Giri's going to win the knight on h4. It's over. And Carlsen resigns. What a performance by Anish Giri, defeating Magnus with black. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure to click the link that's popping up on your screen right now. This was GM Daniel Naroditsky. Hope you enjoyed this incredible game between Magnus and Anish Giri.
Do you think I'm funny?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Why not?
Deception there.
That's bull. No way. I think maybe I got nervous looking at you.
Okay.
I think you're funny.
Do you think I'm the best chess commentator at Chess.com?
No.
No?
I think it's Robert Hess.
I don't see any deception there.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you're not the second best, but I always say it's Robert Hess.
I love the honesty. We have a great, honest
Or
conversation.
Naroditsky, but yeah.
Do you think you're the most influential chess creator in the world?
Well, that's an easy yes. The better question is, am I the most influential figure in chess ever? And I don't think so. I mean, I think it's probably Magnus, or if you just look at numbers, maybe Anand.
When he said about himself, there's quite a reaction there.
Oh, maybe I do, deep down. Meaning it says I'm lying and I actually do think I'm the most influential?
Maybe. Maybe
Therapy
you are.
can unlock that.
Yeah. Have you ever used a slang or a trendy phrase you didn't really understand just to make your content sound cooler?
No, what, Riz? I don't think so, no. I mean, if I did, then I really need to unpack lies to myself in therapy.
There's no deception.
Okay.
Think.
The answer to me would have been yes, I have. You
Oh
done
no,
that.
I haven't. Well, you're a dad also.
I'm a
Like,
dad,
I gotta
it's
stay
hard.
hip. I
I'm
got a
doing
few
all the
more
time.
years, and then I'm cooked.
Yep.
There you go, slang right there, cooked.
Have you ever used your chess skills to flirt with anyone?
Maybe my wife. I don't know. I've not to my memory, but this thing is about to tell me I did. So
He did, didn't he? He did. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. Okay.
I used to hide that I was a chess player. So who knows? Yeah, I'm gonna just say it was.
Back everyone to the Naroditsky Memorial Blitz finals, where we're about to see round 2 with some of the bigger stars in the world. But first, a big thank you to everyone at home who has been contributing, because the Naroditsky Memorial Fund has just passed $50,000. A huge thank you. Everything you donate is going to support this event next year, and it will be supporting some talented young chess players who will be getting fellowships to help them on their journey. So a big thank you And yeah, hopefully that really helps towards continuing Dania's legacy. Judith, it's just a fantastic event, and so many people coming along to share in this occasion, celebrating the life of a fantastic chess player.
Absolutely, and I was fortunate to see and meet Dania when I was in Charlotte, and the love he had from the students and everybody. He was always ready to play a Blitz game, right? That's why we're having a Blitz tournament in his memory. So that's quite amazing, and really a big shout out for all the donors, because as we see and follow, it's a beautiful event taking place for the first time, but it would be great to keep it as a tradition, as an annual event, for sure.
Exactly, and Dania's favorite was Blitz, and here we are in the Blitz finals. Currently 3 leaders: Wesley So, Andy Woodward, and Ethan Sheehan, just 17 years old, the only non-grandmaster in the field. Always nice to give the fans someone to cheer for. Everyone loves a good underdog story, and this is so far the ultimate underdog story. And yeah, still early days though, Judith.
Yes, absolutely, and he won his first game, and I'm very excited to see and follow him. And actually, in this round, it's going to be an interesting match for him as well against Sindarov, because when you see youngsters playing, it's really exciting.
Yeah, so 2 very young players. As you said, Sindarov faces Ethan Sheehan. Slightly further down, Boris Gelfand gets Wesley So, and at the bottom there we see Hikaru Nakamura is playing Mukidin Madaminov. Real breakout star in the last year, strong Uzbek grandmaster, and the best friend, second, of Javokir, who we see in front of us. Sindarov won the Rapid, Judith, and yesterday he only just made it through an Armageddon game against Dominguez to be here. But yeah, he's got to start as the favourite in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And but at the same time, when you're the favorite, it's also not necessarily so easy. But he's very young. Both of them are very young, and of course they have a very fresh look on the same openings. What has let's say Gelfand has, of course, a very different vision about the same opening, if we talk about that, right? I mean, when you're young, you're hungry, you want to explore and discover and have new ideas and new energy and thinking it over and put it in the new format. But it's also, I like very much, like now we see Gelfand against Wesley So in that matchup, that there are really so different generations taking place in the event. And like between Hikaru and Gelfand, there is some decades difference. And it's not so many occasions when you see actually 3 generations to clash, kind of, right?
Exactly. You've got the teenagers, you've got the likes of Andy Woodward, Ethan Sheehan, you've got the more experienced players like Wesley So, like Hikaru, and then you've got Boris, 58, still going strong. And okay, here we see the games have begun. Round 2 underway, Judith.
Yeah. Interesting openings. This time it's all d4? No, except one.
Exactly. Last round was all e4. This time some Retties, some Queen's Gambits, but yeah, 1 e4, e5, anti-Berlin it looks like, or delayed Spanish exchange. I would love to follow Sindarov against Ethan Sheehan. Yeah, if that's possible, Judith, but feel free to
I'm completely
jump
on the same page with you, absolutely.
Okay, and it looks like it came from some kind of Retty, and Black pushed forward with d4, traded some stuff off, and very similar to a variation that Ding had against Gukesh in the World Championship match a couple of years ago, where White was trying to play d4 for a long time.
Well, this is the only question for White, right? If he can go d4 at some point, which probably will be possible for him. Black is trying to stop that.
Yeah, good move.
But by the way, can White go anyway d4?
Yeah, I would be scared tactically. There's some pins. Would have been maybe a bit awkward, but Sindarov just wants to play really positionally, no tactics. Sheehan has been really sharp tactically, so I think he just wants to make it as strategic as possible.
No, maybe e5. No.
Black's getting in trouble
Knight
now.
c5.
Yeah, d4 is coming, Judith. Knight takes d3, loses the knight to a pin.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's game over. Oh, Ethan has to go back then, knight d7, and it's all gone wrong. Bad bishop on c8.
And also the square on d6, it can be painfully weak. Okay, I guess rook d1, developing move.
Yeah. What's White's plan of improvement? I guess Black's going to struggle for a plan over the next few moves, just going to keep solid and hope there's no breakthrough. But what should White be playing for? Is it g4, your favorite move?
g4, g5. Somehow stop knight h5 possibility after g5. But of course there's another way to play on simply positionally, right?
Yeah. Ooh, no trade.
4, queen b8, no trade, no trade.
Rook e5.
No way that he would be trading.
Yeah, Black is cramped, so any piece exchanges help Ethan. Okay, queen to d6. Bit of a loose square. I like your plan at some point, g4, maybe bishop f3, g5.
Yeah, we have to stop the knight going to h5. Especially after queen d6. g4.
Let's go.
Let's go! Because after queen d6 especially, knight e4 is so much needed to be there, right? So... Actually g5 is a threat immediately, kind of, right now.
Exactly. Knight h5, White's queen just moves.
Yeah, exactly. The queen on d6 is a problem.
Oof.
Maybe he should have played g5 anyway, immediately.
Yeah, maybe that was strong. I can't believe h4 though. The most natural move in the position is given a question mark.
Yeah.
Like, that's too harsh. That's too harsh. Okay, knight e4.
Oof. Knight e4 and g5. But black wants to go knight g8, but it looks...
Yeah. Oh, and f6. He's trying to force White to get the queens off. Is there something better? Oh, knight takes. Didn't expect that.
What else? You wanted gf?
Yeah.
Rook g5.
Oh wait,
Small problem.
That's why I'm not playing, Judith. I'm done.
Small problem, we show. Small, very small details.
Oh dear.
So let's go
At least
back.
queen drops off.
Okay, so knight f6, queen g3.
Yeah. Okay, so White just needs to stack up on the g file somehow, but not so easy to achieve.
But that's my question. Oh, knight e4 maybe is a really good move because the white squares after exchanging. It can be very annoying. So queen e7 probably.
Yeah, on c5. You mentioned earlier the knight coming into d6, but now Ethan does trade off and drop his bishop back.
And what does
a
he want
question
to
mark.
go after? Queen g6.
Queen g6. Oof. He just wants to play queen f6, I guess, and hide the king, but...
I give it check and I bring my rook. But you can do it
Starts.
immediately, even better.
Yeah, starts with the rook. Queen g6. Looks painful.
Well, Ethan seems to be getting a lesson.
Yeah.
How he has to be careful just which pieces to exchange.
Okay, apparently the last move was a mistake, although there were no good options there. Bishop g6 check. I just see the white bar go sky high. Where's the tactic, Judith? Where's the knockout blow? Not immediately obvious.
Well, maybe.
Oh, there's another chance. It's hard to spot though. Sindarov's down at 20 seconds. Ethan's done a very good job of staying ahead on the clock. He's got 1.5 minutes.
Yeah, he's kicking.
Yeah, he's fighting. Rook e4 is a good move, eliminating a defender. Black has to trade because
The only
otherwise the
defender, right?
Yeah. Otherwise the white rook comes to g4. Ethan grabs a pawn.
And bishop e4. Or check on g6 and bishop e4. Which one is stronger? But
Check first.
that's his first intention.
Here we go. Rook f3 threatened. Ethan reacts. I think he might have missed this. It was hard to defend anyway. Now rook f3 is going to win either the black queen or the black rook on g8.
Yeah.
This looks over now.
And Javokir has only 10 seconds, but the game is so much winning for him that this will be more than enough time. I mean, it's hard to move on with black, right? How to fight on in this position, how to stop rook f3.
Yeah, there's just no way.
The f file is really bad news for black.
And you can't even walk away with the black king, give up the rook on g8 for white's bishop on e4 because the bishop on c8 is also hanging. Ethan gives a check, brings his queen to attack white's bishop. But yeah, everything is falling now. Sindarov reaching for the black rook. This looks like a checkmate.
But it's not, because
It's
of
not.
the pin.
Is it not? Queen d6 is coming. He has to go
And?
to d7 now.
Yeah, and the pin.
Yeah. He wanted to go to c7 though. He took back his move. And Sindarov offers a trade of queens. Very professional and resignation from Ethan. Okay, Sindarov just too strong. Yeah. Too strong there.
Yeah, that was a very clear victory for Sindarov. Let's see what's going on.
Hikaru in big trouble. Judith, I think we have to go to that game. Hikaru's losing to Madaminov. It could be a good round for the Uzbeks. Madaminov 2 pawns up. 3 pawns up against Hikaru.
Ooh. That's something hard to turn around. Even for the magician, Hikaru.
That knight on g1 just it's been there for ages, and Hikaru just resigns. Rook takes g2, about to land. Madaminov, that was a very impressive win. Hikaru looked like he had no chance. Hikaru just playing way too passively in the middle game. And yeah, Madaminov takes the win. A good round for him and his best friend, Sindarov.
Yeah. Here we have another game finishing soon. Sam Savian is winning. No way to stop that pawn.
Yeah. Instructive
And then
behind the pawn.
Let's see this final game.
Okay. This
This
is
is not
tense.
so simple.
Yeah, Durabaili, pawn up. Pushing that pawn now. But rook and bishop tend to combine quite well. Oh, black's knight just so strong. Judith, it
Oops,
feels like
knight
it's getting...
f4.
Oh, knight f4. Neither of them have seen it. Oh, wait. He does spot it eventually.
Eventually.
Eventually, and oh, Kanin looks devastated. But Durabaili getting the win. And some smiles between them. They're both based in the US. And yeah, Durabaili's been one of the happiest players, I think, out there in Charlotte over the last few days. Just looks thrilled to be there. Gets the win.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, so all the game finished. You have one draw in this this round with Galfand.
Yes.
Which is not a surprise, I think.
Not a surprise. And there we go, confirmation. There's now officially more draws in the first 2 rounds of the Blitz finals than in the whole of the Creator Invitationals. Boris very solid against Wesley. Andy Woodward, we saw him lose to Sam Sevian. And and other results mean that these are the standings. Nobody's perfect, Judith, so we won't see 9 out of 9 like we did in the other event. But yeah, still early days. Not great news for Hikaru Nakamura though, down towards the bottom after that loss.
No, it was kind of very frustrating for him. We could see him also walking on stage. I mean, this is a problem for a chess player, right? When you blunder, you misplay it, you just something happens the way you're really angry at yourself. So this is the question, and this is always something that chess players has to develop to be resilient in a way that, I mean, look at still Hikaru's face. He's still in that game. And it would be so important for him to get over it. And so he knows it exactly, that I have few more seconds to think about that. But then I have to switch very quickly and come out of that misery what I had for a few minutes, right? It happened. You can't change it and move on. But it's easy to say. And we've been there before, David, no?
Exactly. I'm still thinking about my losses from like 2008. So many painful losses. But Judith, while Hikaru is still dwelling on the past, maybe this is our opportunity to see exactly what went on in that game that caused his defeat. Maybe we can take a sneak peek into round 2 and see where Hikaru went wrong.
Let's go back somehow to that game.
And it looked like he was outplayed in a queenless middle game, a queenless position. I'm not sure whether it was a one-move blunder or whether he was just outplayed because...
Well, it was something... He had a great position before, probably. I mean, not so great, but maybe before this he had. But after g5, it's over.
Yeah, the black bishop comes, and then the black knight comes.
Yeah.
And everything falls apart.
You also like knights by now. You were always emphasizing the bishops.
I only like bishops
so
when they're in a
apart.
pair. There we go. All the pawns dropped. And the last move's some torture for Hikaru. Just one bad move and his whole position fell apart.
Yeah.
G2 collapsing.
Exactly.
And that means that Hikaru might already feel he's in must-win territory against young Ethan Sheehan. He has black that we saw on the camera right now. These are the pairings. Madaminov plays Gelfand. Javokir gets black against Durabaili. But Ethan Sheehan of the round robin.
Well, it's a big match, I think, because for Ethan it's a great opportunity. And of course for Hikaru, he understands that it's maybe not the best time to play against Ethan. At the same time, of course, if he wins, he gives a lesson as Javokir did, then it's okay, then he's back in business, right? But he has to win now. He has to come back. Nakamura.
He really does. And maybe that's another game we could easily follow. Because Nakamura, if he doesn't win, then he might start to get worried about his chances. Not just because he's falling behind the leaders, but mainly because he's playing opponents that he might otherwise be wanting to target, and not picking up those wins means he'll have a tougher run-in towards the end of the event. And we see the openings, a couple of Sicilians on the all Sicilians on the top row, and another Sicilian on the bottom right as well. So 4 Sicilians out of 5, Judith.
Yes, and one e4, e5. Exactly.
Italian. Okay, so where to go? Which games take your fancy?
Well, I don't know. By the clash itself, I would go for Hikaru, but maybe there is more action could happen on the blue board. I just don't see the names.
I think that's Durabaili against Sindarov on the top right.
Yeah, yes, exactly, the dragon. Do you think already Sindarov is making tactics for the World Championship match? That what is he playing? That he's misleading the team of Gukesh? That what they have to be preparing for? Or not so much?
I think maybe. Like chess players, we always play the long game, right, Judith? We always think, okay, what's happening on our next tournament? What are our best openings right now? And I definitely think he's going to be hiding something or throwing out, like you said, the red herrings. I wouldn't be shocked if Sindarov doesn't play the dragon in the World Championship match. I think that would be too risky, but maybe he's double bluffing. Maybe he's saying, I'm going to play this. You're never going to prepare for that. It's only a blitz game, and then he unleashes it in the World Championship match. Who knows? But Yeah, we'll see. That still looks relatively theoretical. On the top right board. Okay, let's choose one to jump in.
Okay, let's go to Sindarov. What do you think? Or
Okay,
you want
let's do it.
Hikaru?
Although,
Hikaru seems to be having a good position.
yeah, Hikaru is playing against doubled F pawns, so Hikaru looks in good shape against Ethan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, accelerated dragon, kind of looks mainline dragon now. Judith, you must have had some of these types of positions in your Sicilian career.
Yes, I did, but I mainly choose the long castle lines. At the same time, I was also playing this short castle with h3. But I don't know what my knight on f3 doing. This is the only thing I'm wondering now.
It just went back there a couple of moves ago from d4.
Yeah,
Now-
but why? That's the question, right?
Yeah, it's a good question. It moves to force an exchange. Probably goes
This, for
back.
example, I'm happy to have a takes b3 because it controls the c4. So all these moves like knight e5 and knight c4 would be kind of a killer, and this is not the case anymore. So that is kind of beneficial for white.
So what could be his plans here? Pushing f4 is very committal. It takes squares, takes space, but could backfire on white. The pawns could become a bit overextended long term. He drops back his knight. He loves knight f3. Unprovoked. And Sindarov puts a knight on c5. Makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense. I mean, this bishop is so powerful. It's just attacking, but you very rarely think about it to give it up, right? In the dragon.
Yeah, sometimes I think there are some variations, but especially when white's already got a takes b3, you don't double pawns, or at least you don't isolate pawns while you double them. Wow, he's lost so much time with his knights, Durabaili. He went knight f3, knight d4,
party.
knight f3. Exactly, the knight's tour. Okay, to take or not to take? Does he?
Well, yeah, finally he took it.
Yeah. I was going to say he's going to play
Probably
knight
just-
f3 again, but
Nah, but that would be too much, right?
okay. Black queen has to move.
Where to
Don't
go?
go to b4. Queen
Don't
b4,
go to
rook a4.
b4 because you're scared of rook c. Well, it's still actually not losing because it can be captured and queen b5, but that's not the way black wants to do it. Queen c7 is very sensible. At some point, he wants to move away with the knight.
Okay. Durabaili, what's he going to do?
What
Kind of
about
a white
knight
knight.
a4?
Yeah, I was going to say the white knight wants to move, right? At some point. It's
Well, the
awkward
knight
on
always
c1.
wants to move in this game.
Exactly. He's moved the
Because
other
the
one
thing-
like 10 times. So.
Knight
Knight
a4 is on the board.
Okay.
But actually now
c4.
white is doing not bad.
Mhm.
Suddenly, I mean, white has the best moment of the game so far.
Yeah, he's got a bind. Hard for Sindarov to know exactly what he should be doing. White can put a rook back on d1, maybe later push f4, relocate the knight. Yeah,
Absolutely.
this game,
F4
this
is
game's
at some point.
yeah, f4's coming. This game's interesting, Judith, but I can't stop looking at Ethan Sheehan against Nakamura because apparently Nakamura was totally winning and now no longer clear. Ethan's up by a lot on the clock. I think Nakamura, maybe that game
Okay,
we
let's
can...
jump there.
Ooh,
Actually,
Question mark.
Javokir made a question mark thing.
okay, it must be... I see the blue arrow taking and then knight to b6, but there'll be knight takes b3 and some tactics. This game, Judith, looks really sharp in comparison. Totally different nature. This is, yeah, either black's going to checkmate that white king or white's d-pawn is going to win the game. Ooh,
Uh-oh.
Nakamura.
Uh-oh.
Naka's in trouble. Rook on f8 is hanging, can't move it due to back rank checkmate. Queen e8. What does Nakamura
And
do?
Hikaru confused.
He can't create a threat.
What about queen h4?
Queen h4 it must be the only move, right? Threatening knight f2 if the white bishop moves. doesn't go for that. Maybe white would have just played rook e2 or something similar after queen h4, but... Okay, Hikaru's shaking his head. He's in big trouble. Can Ethan just grab the rook? Is the big question. It's a free rook.
No, actually...
Can't even take it back. King takes its checkmate. Hikaru's like, what on earth is happening? He plays h6. Rook down. Hikaru's smiling. Self-destruct. Ethan's about to get the biggest win of his career. Check, queen e4. Judith, this is the toughest start imaginable for Hikaru, who's barely making moves in time.
Knight g2, look at that.
And celebration from Ethan. Hikaru did flag in the end, but he was dead lost already. Congratulations to Ethan Sheehan for an incredible win. And yesterday we saw some really nice fist pumps, some celebrations. He deserves it.
He's so happy. Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to Javokir's game. Sorry to take us away, Judith. I just couldn't resist.
No, that was I fully understand why you couldn't resist. We see here an endgame.
Ooh, does look like our board is behind the actual position though, which is a pity. This is the position from a few moves ago. Javokir didn't lose on time, so I think we have a relay error, but I don't know if we zoom in or we just jump to another game because there's still action happening elsewhere. Let's go to Boris Gelfan's game against Madaminov.
Hold on.
And Boris with black. He's facing the bishop pair. White has an a-pawn as well. This is tough, Judith, to defend as black.
Well, it does not seem to be very promising. At the same time, now there is a pin. So probably bishop e7, and it's... Oh, look at that! Look at that! How cool it was! You saw
A5.
that?
Yeah. Rook takes a5. There would have been a rook on rook action, and white would have been a piece up at the end. Confirmation in the meantime that Javokir Sindarov has won as black after some adventures. But Judith, this one, Boris hasn't won the a-pawn.
No, we have to go back after they finish because it was a fantastic moment there.
Yeah. Huge trouble now for Boris Gelfand. Couldn't deal with the tactics. No time. Madaminov is running his king. You said you love a good king march, Judith, especially in the endgame.
Yeah. I wouldn't like it if I would sit in place of Boris.
Yeah, he doesn't like it either.
Unbelievable. But
Boris
look at
resigns.
this. We can go back maybe for a few moves. Because I thought for a moment that it's going to be a draw. Look at this. And maybe it is. Bishop e7. a5. Such a beautiful move. And if black takes, then bishop e7. And all the rooks are hanging. Always. This is really neat.
And maybe Boris,
So
he missed the draw because after his move bishop to f8,
But
white
maybe
played
black
rooks.
should just go here, no?
And then take next move. Wait, is there a threat?
Sorry, the threat is that first of all rook c8, right?
Yeah. And maybe a draw. But Boris also could have taken the a5 pawn next move after he slid his bishop back to f8. I think it was rook c3 was played. Now he can take an a5, I believe.
He forgot to take it.
Yeah, because now it's the same crisscross on the rooks, but you take this rook.
Taking here and taking back.
Yeah, and a draw would have been in sight.
Wow.
But Boris, yeah, I think it was just the clock. He was surprised by a5, such a big psychological blow.
Yeah, because he just played a5 and bishop f8, wow. And then you don't understand why he lost the game, right?
Yeah,
Nice.
Chess is harsh. And
Yes.
that gives us all decisive results, Judith, for the first time in the Blitz finals.
Yeah. So we have it here too.
Time to Ethan Sheehan, the underdog, the lowest rated player in the pack. Hikaru is in 9th place. He's 2 points off the leaders, who are both from Uzbekistan. They drew against each other. And yeah, two best friends atop the table, Judith.
Wow, that's kind of funny. But it was, yeah. Well, they are good, they are fast, they are sharp.
And I've no doubt they practice blitz a lot against each other.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And,
I am pretty
okay.
sure about that.
Bor-
So next matchup.
Boris plays Andy Woodward. Kanin plays So. Sindarov against Sam Sevian. Hikaru, he needs to start winning. He needs to bounce back. He will be playing Vasif Durabaili. And Mukidin Madaminov plays Ethan Sheehan. If Ethan can keep winning, he's going to throw a real spanner in the works for everyone. He's going to play the role of spoiler. But yeah, Hikaru against... yeah, I mean, that's the storyline so far, right, Judith? Just Hikaru is struggling.
Yeah, I think it's the next game is very critical. But we were talking about it, you remember, before the game, how it was hunting his brain, that game too.
Yeah.
And it's a problem if you just hooked on that and you can't get away. That can be incredible. But look at this young man, how happy and cheerful he is. He's just taking, look at that, smiling, getting ready.
He gave a fantastic interview yesterday, Judith, where he was talking to Mike Klein, and he was saying he was literally talking to himself throughout the tournament. He was like, oh wow, I just beat Awanda Liang. Oh, I have to stay calm. The tournament's already good. It's already, I've done more than I thought was possible, but I still have to stay calm. There's more games ahead. And yeah, he started going on a winning streak, and he's doing fantastically. So nice to see. Oh, look at him. So happy. But contrasting emotions for Hikaru Nakamura.
Hikaru, I guess, cannot believe it, where he's standing on the cross table.
And yeah, Hikaru, yeah, it's running out of time. That's the problem. Like, it's quite a short event, like 9 rounds of Blitz. Sounds like a lot of games, but it disappears in the space of a couple of hours. And yeah, Hikaru needs to start winning some games. He played thousands and thousands of games against Daniel Naroditsky. I remember watching those marathon battles online. So I know that Nakamura would love to win this event in Daniel's memory, but it's going to be hard. Uphill battle now.
And you can see that he's not over. You see that he's thinking. He's busy with the previous rounds, what was happening. And that's not good. He's thinking, what should I play? I have to win. Why am I in this situation?
Yeah, you said it during the Creator Invitational, Judith, that the most important thing is being in the moment, especially in Blitz. It's being present. It's not thinking about past blunders, not thinking about the tournament situation. It's having a clear mind.
But
mind
how?
of a Jedi.
Tell me, how can Hikaru get his brain off what happened just in the last 20-25 minutes, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. We can say what you should be doing, but how is a whole nother question. And yeah, I don't have the answers, unfortunately. But okay, the games have started. We see a few Retties transposing to the English opening, a couple of Roy Lopez Spanish openings down the bottom 2 boards, and Queen's Gambit declined in the top center. Very early days, Judith, on the openings, but I know you love a good Spanish for white, so maybe we start there.
You want not Sindarov? Which game is that?
Ooh, one of the bottom 2. So Hikaru against Durabaili, maybe, or Madaminov.
You want to see
against
Hikaru? Okay,
Sheehan.
let's see. Okay, let's see Hikaru for short. How is he doing with the opening?
Okay. Going back to basics, keeping things rock solid, classical chess. Just bring the pieces to good squares.
It's not a bad choice, I think.
Yep. Put a knight in g3. And
Bishop b3.
okay, which way to take?
Which way to take? Here I think I would take with the pawn.
Yeah. Pressure on the a file.
But it's important
Queen?
not that. Queen b3. Well, I think that's the classic. Right?
Yep. Although Queen isn't so great on b3, especially with the black pawn on b5 rather than b7. Like, it's not attacking anything. It's going to have to come back later.
Yeah.
Okay, he pushes with a4.
Yeah, c6, I believe.
Yeah,
No.
don't take on b5. Even a
Yeah,
pawn
there
grabber
are-
like me, Judith, wouldn't.
Not queen b5 because of bishop f2. d4 being active. That's good.
Okay. Yeah, normally whoever breaks first in the center, if it's white d4, black d5, that side tends to be happy, but with light squared bishops off, yeah, maybe black isn't so worried about being cramped.
Bishop e3.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Is knight e4 possible?
And white will take on e5, I assume.
Yeah, it takes and then I thought bishop e3.
Rook takes.
And d5 and rook d1.
Yeah.
So knight c5.
Knight c5, I guess queen to b4 or queen d5, or yeah, game goes on. He
Yeah,
didn't want.
but instead, yeah, he played it differently. Rook e8, knight g3.
Okay. Yeah, very classical, like you said. Very sensible chess from both sides. Hikaru doesn't want anything fancy. And I think we've all been there, Judith, like you said. When we're not in good form, we just it's hard to get in the zone, but sometimes it helps to go back to basics, where you don't have to worry about being creative anymore in the opening. You just play something you've played for many, many years, and then just hope that you get a chance a bit later.
Yeah.
And I think we've had a couple more moves. The white rook has landed on d1. And here we go. Does black break the tension ever? Does black ever take on d4? Running out of useful waiting moves. Try something to Rabali
C5.
c5. Okay. Typical in the Roy Lopez.
Actually, black is doing pretty fine.
Yeah, black's going to get c4 if white closes the center or ever exchanges pawns. The knights kind of balance each other out, right? Like, I always find it tricky, Judith, like, sooner or later someone throws a knight forward and then whoever gets knight f5 with tempo tends to be better, but for now, not possible.
Takes. Probably takes a knight f5.
Yeah. And then the tricks begin. Finally. Looks like quite a quiet round so far. I was going to say maybe we can jump to a more exciting game, but nothing too dramatic going on elsewhere. Main storyline is Hikaru trying to get his first win of the day in round 4. Here we see the bird's eye view, Judith. Does anything else jump out at you?
Well, not so sharp or anything that it's so clear for me. I think Gelfand is on having a good position quite a bit.
Yeah, some tactics for Gelfand. Looks like he's about to win a pawn, at least temporarily, against Andy Woodward. Yeah, Andy, I was looking at the lineup last night after the 10 qualifiers were decided, and I thought maybe Andy would be a dark horse in this. He was very good in the Rapid, very good in the Blitz, and yeah, very young and sharp, of course. But we'll see, early days. Okay, where do we jump?
Knight h2.
Where do we jump deeper?
Let's see, Madaminov against Ethan. What do you think? Let's jump here for a short.
Looks like the game closest to a potential conclusion. Queen c3 a mistake.
But why?
But why?
Maybe
Yeah. G4, rook f3,
No,
I
rook
guess would have been.
f3. Yeah, rook f3.
I just checked through it. Apparently queen a2 was the best move and f7 was hard to defend, but oh, that's tough, moving the queen away from the king. So kind of counterintuitive.
Very, because leaving the Ivan square open for the black queen.
Yep, impossible in a blitz game. And Ethan, his secret has always been having 1.5 minutes when his opponents have 10 seconds. So speedy. And yeah, when he gets a chance, he tends to take it. But can he turn things around here as black?
But you know, it doesn't look so deadly dangerous as the bar showed it before. I mean, does it look so bad for black?
No, it's
Isn't
definitely not now.
5 possible?
Ooh, nice spot, Judith. Black wins a pawn, rook takes c5. It's a pin. And he's found it. Ethan, he looks at Vadaminov as well. Eye contact made. Queen takes. Queen a2. And okay.
And look at that. He has a better position.
Yeah,
And
pawn up.
White has 4 seconds. Look at that. And huge frustration for sure.
Oh, he can take down one of the leaders now, Ethan. What a run. Still going to be hard to win though, Judith. If queens come off, it should also be a draw.
Yeah, okay, but 54 seconds versus 5.
Mm-hmm.
But the bishop is very strong on d4.
Yep. And e3, he's trying to open up the white king. And wait,
It's
he
not
played
fun for
f4?
white. Ooh.
Whoa. Why did he not just remove that pawn? Like, leaving the black pawn on the board like that with 5 seconds left.
Look at that, queen bishop f2.
Oh, Madaminov's going to regret that. Queen e4, queen d1.
Bye-bye.
Queen d1 was just checkmate.
h4 is also, yeah, also not bad, h4.
Mm-hmm.
So queen d2, it doesn't look bad.
Queen d2 looks very good. It's going to be a mating net. Now he's going to play it. Ooh.
Yeah.
Queen b5 instead. He wants e2.
Interesting, why not queen d2?
And he's pushing his pawn, but okay, Ethan's now going to make a new queen. He's going to win a bishop. Well, he makes a rook. Flashy stuff. The rook was the nearest piece
With
available.
Sense of humor.
Yeah, I think the rook was just nearby. It's the first piece he saw. Same conclusion. And Judith, this is just
Mate.
over.
Wow.
Checkmate.
Wow.
Man of the moment. Ethan Sheehan.
Look at that. Look at that.
Okay. Big news that Hikaru got his first win of the round, but there's still 2 games ongoing. Judith, maybe we can go to Javokir against Sam Sevian, or no, this one. It looks like Javokir did just win a moment ago. Yeah.
Study-like finish, and then we have Wesley So's game versus Kanin.
Okay, not many pawns left.
No,
Should be a draw.
no. Nice try.
Ooh, knight takes
Nice
g6.
try.
a3, the pawn runs.
And then it would be not possible to stop. King c3.
Oh, Cannon loses on time. Not for the first time this event.
Oh,
Heartbreaking.
Wow.
But Wesley's trick just too sneaky. He forgot about the clock.
well, you have to think what to move, and the problem is if you think too long, you run out of time. This is what happened for Kanin.
That's how blitz works.
Yeah, this is kind of cold blitz, yeah? That, how to manage. And you see exactly the same faces, look at that.
Mm-hmm.
They have a good position, they have a not so good position. There is a blunder, lose on time, and you see this struggle, this suffering.
Yeah, it's
What
tough.
was happening if? The ifs come to your mind, and it's so disturbing, and it's so painful. If I would do that, how could I do that? Why didn't I make the other one? That was my first thought, right?
We've all been there, Judith, in our careers, and for Simon Cannon, it has been a tough tournament. He's on 0 out of 4 so far. He's been unlucky in a few games. He's run out of time a couple of times, but yeah, that is blitz, as you say. And top of the standings on his own, 3.5 out of 4. Just behind him, though, Andy Woodward and Ethan Sheehan. It's 3 youngsters at the top. I think 3 teenagers. Javokir,
Yeah.
yeah, around 20. I'm not sure if he's turned 20 yet, but yeah, 3 youngsters.
And
Doing
maybe
well.
it's not. So maybe he's. It's not by chance that the youngsters are in the top of the board.
Yeah, and I should mention Sindarov. He turned 20 in December, so he's not a teenager, but 2 teenagers just behind him, and a real clash of generations. Ethan Sheehan against Boris Gelfand. That's going to be so fun, Judith.
Oh,
Total clash of styles as well.
Absolutely.
Wesley
But we'll
So
have to
plays
see
Sindarov.
also how Sam Savian is going to be playing out with Hikaru, right? Is Hikaru going to be making 5 out of 5 in the last part of the second part of the tournament? Is he back in business?
Well, he might need to, Judith, because he's 2 points off the lead. And 5 rounds to go, 2 points behind. You start thinking, okay, if I drop a draw, if the opponent keeps up the streak, maybe there's no way of bouncing back. So Hikaru is going to be taking some risks when I think actually that brings out the best in Hikaru. So he can't play passively, he can't play slow positional chess, and it's Sindarov against Wesley So.
Yeah. Well, we see that Hikaru, of course, has to win. That's the only way to do it for him. But I'm very excited for the Ethan Sheehan and Boris Gelfand game.
Mm-hmm.
Very curious what will happen there, because you can see that Ethan is sitting at the board like before the previous game also he was just so happy, so enthusiastic. Exactly. While you see the others after a loss being so much in themselves, in their mind, it contrary we were witnessing with Ethan. Yeah.
That's the trick, right? To somehow be present and forget the past, but the hardest thing to do in chess. And I think it's a superpower, Judith. Like I say this to kind of lower rated players when they say, oh, I don't know how I'm going to play this next tournament. I'm the lowest rated. I'm the underdog. But that's a superpower. Opponents overpress against you. Like Madaminov there, like he should never have lost that game to Ethan. But even when things started to turn against him, he was like, okay, I'm still going to press. I'm still going to try. And he could have got rid of the black e-pawn, didn't want to, took a risk, and backfires. So,
yes, absolutely.
Rating isn't the only factor in these clashes. Sam Savian.
No, and
Nakamura.
especially not in Blitz.
Mm-hmm.
There.
Okay. Yeah, so there will be a slightly longer break for everyone at home after this round. This is round 5, but the players itching to get going. Boris against Ethan. There's literally 40 years between them. 40 odd years. That's a big differential at this top level. Okay. Ready to go. Boris checks his watch. Oh, handshakes, and we're off. E4.
Yeah.
Okay, so where to begin?
Should be 5, yeah.
Yeah, we see a few Sicilians. Well, actually, just one Sicilian, a couple of e4, e5s, a Scotch game, and down the bottom, a couple of more offbeat openings. Judith, which one should we follow closely this round?
I would be very happy with Ethan's game against Boris.
Yeah,
At
let's
first.
do it. Yes. I'll keep an eye on the other games in case anything dramatic happens, but Maroczy Bind, a couple of pieces off the board. Black's got a slightly strange setup.
But it's different because, yes, the pawn is on d7 still, so look at that, how energetically Boris is playing this.
Mm-hmm.
And this is really important that the pawn is still on d7. First of all, black can go bishop c5. Secondly, the pawn on e6 is not so vulnerable.
Yeah, it's very dynamic. And Ethan somehow has gained like 10 seconds since the game began. I don't know if it was preparation or whether he's just that quick and confident, but if he gets his rooks to the center with white, plays bishop e4, black's pawns could become quite weak long term, Judith.
Yeah, black has to play accurately, I think. Because after all, it's better this pawn to have on d7 than d6. At the same time, if it cannot be protected by the bishop, then it can also be course. Question is, how badly is this square on d6 is disturbing that it's weak. But now the c6 bishop at least covers all the problems, or most of the problems, defending the pawn.
Yeah, watch out for some knight d5 later though. Ethan landed a very nice knight d5 sacrifice against Aravind yesterday. Couldn't quite convert, but okay. Knight comes to e4 instead, coming to d6 maybe. Interesting position. Very tense.
Yeah, but the c6 bishop is really very powerful.
Ooh, Boris going for some sneak attack. Queen h4 maybe. Ethan says no. Queen's off the board, please.
Yeah, queen d6.
Yeah.
Good move.
Probably has to
Probably
be
black
taken.
will just take it. This is what I wanted to say, and go rook e5 or something.
Rook e5 looks good. Black can also play like a5, a4, rook b8. Like try to play on that side of the board. Minority attack. Create some weaknesses.
Yeah. Basically, the c6 bishop is holding up everything, the whole game. That is the heart of the position. And then, you know, he might go king e7, king f7, king e7. That would be an improvement.
Yeah.
It can be tricky for white.
Yeah, it's a Boris type of position. Like Boris loves these positions you can massage, you can apply a little bit of pressure, improve your pieces without too much risk. And Ethan might not be so easy for him. Yeah.
Interesting that he went rook b8.
I think he wanted king f7. He was about to touch his king, but then maybe there was some rook takes c6 sacrifices, I'm not sure. Knight d6 check.
But that was not true. I think.
Yeah, maybe not true.
He wanted to go this way.
But Judah, what about? I've been watching some videos recently. What about rook takes c6 at some point and then just g4 and the rook on e5 is trapped? Oh, he doesn't go for that. Yeah.
Well, it's trapped, but you cannot really trap it.
You can't
White
win
is
it.
not going to the good direction in this game. Black is more comfortable here, don't you think so? He's going
Definitely.
to play a5, a4. Later on, he's going to play g5, h5. I mean, d6 knight is a d6 knight, but nothing more than that. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah, if this was still the opening, the knight and d6 would be fantastically strong, but with no pieces on the board, it's not stable. Black's going to play g5, surely. Boris. Yeah, it's exactly as you said.
Yeah.
Classical stuff. f3 now
We
weak.
have a weakness here with white on f3, so white has to make a decision. Okay. Exchange.
Okay.
So maybe rook b4. What is this endgame?
Has Ethan
This is a big
calculated this?
question. No, you cannot calculate it, right? It's just intuitively. You're going for it.
It's probably a draw if the rooks come off the board. White will just wait with the king on d3, e3, king d3, king e3. There's no way forward for black. But Boris could have kept the rooks on. Ethan's going to survive this now.
But look at Ethan's time management.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's more than
Crazy
2
good.
minutes in the game.
Incredible. And
Alright.
g4. Wow.
Well, g4.
Yeah. Better not get zugzwang now.
Yeah, because he has a3 after h3, h6.
Yeah.
And
Just
there
in
is
time,
no
Ethan.
triangulation. a3 only move.
Yeah.
But it's good enough.
Okay. Now you just say pass as black and you win the game. But yeah, this is... I mean, Ethan's confidence to play so quickly in such committal moves as well, going into a king and pawn endgame without thinking, it shows incredible intuition.
Well, here rook f2 seemed to be a better decision than for Ding against Gukesh last game.
Oh,
Rook f2. That was a different rook f2.
too soon, Judah. Too soon. Oh, that was heartbreaking to watch, but that's a good point. That's a good point. At least he doesn't have a bishop on a8 trapped.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a draw. Some triangulation.
But
Handshake.
it seems like Ethan knows pretty well these endgames. because he was playing very fast and accurately.
All Blitz players need to have some kind of basic understanding just so they can ensure they move quickly in the endgame. And okay, now I suggest we go to maybe Sam Sevian against Hikaru endgame. Draw-ish Rook endgame.
Okay, so Nakamura is having a fantastic position. He could even save inning. So he's on the road to collect the next point.
Yeah, bishop takes e3, there's a rook takes e5, and the rook comes into e2, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Or queen takes, check. Oh, and he just picks up a pawn.
Just
Pawn
a
grabber.
pawn like that? Come on. Are you really?
It's good enough.
Queen b2 is very much on the wrong place out.
Oof,
Rook
asking
e2
for the rook.
simply.
Queen d5, threatening checkmate.
Hikaru is in the mood.
Yeah, he's woken up. He's chosen violence.
Maybe just rook d7.
Knight h4.
Knight h4 is not bad.
Knight d4, he goes the other way. Ooh. Knight e2 is coming.
It's coming.
Yeah. Hikaru just defends everything. He attacks both rooks now.
Yeah, both of the rooks. Takes and takes.
Yeah. Hikaru has won the exchange.
Yeah.
And he's going to win this game. Rook d1. So queen d1, he can just take some more pawns. No, he's going for a winning king of pawn endgame. And there we go. Hikaru gets the win.
He collected. Let's go for the last game, yeah?
Yeah, and this
Which
one's
is
sharp.
running.
This one...
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that saving.
Wesley somehow surviving this.
Beautiful simplification.
Yeah. Just for everyone at home, a moment ago Wesley had a rook against the black pawn, but he gave up the rook to go for this endgame, and oh, he's just in time. Just in time to make a draw. Or is he? You've got to be careful here. If you promote, you might be losing king f6.
No, but here
No, you can come round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
King a7, king f6.
Just in time. Yeah. Okay. He holds the draw.
Yeah.
King takes h6. There would have been king
Smile.
f6. And wow, high level game there. Really nice endgames this round.
Nice,
and,
nice save, yeah?
Yeah. Important for everyone else that Sindarov wasn't allowed to continue his winning streak. We'll see the consequences of that draw in a moment with the results, but these two chatting away, analysing the game. And there we go, piece set up. So 2 draws this round, 2 wins, most importantly for Hikaru Nakamura and Mukidin Mad and Javokir Sindarov.
Wow. Wow, and Madaminov is back there. Rita,
Yeah.
3rd and 4th place.
Very impressive.
Hikaru is in the middle now, 2.5. Well, if he wins 4 out of 4, then he can get there.
Yeah, Hikaru might need to win the rest of his games, especially because he's 1.5 points behind with 4 games to go. We do, in the meantime, have a short break coming up. Round 5, the players have been given some time to get some refreshments, to chill a bit. But in the meantime, we're also going to do the same. So Jude and I will be back in a few moments. We'll see you soon on the other side of this break.
Do you think I'm funny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
Deception there.
That's bull. No way. I think maybe I got nervous looking at you.
Okay.
I think you're funny.
Do you think I'm the best chess commentator at Chess.com?
No.
No?
I think it's Robert Hess.
I don't see any deception there.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you're not the second best. But I always say it's Robert
I
S.
love the honesty. We have a great, honest
Or
conversation.
Naroditsky. But yeah.
Do you think you're the most influential chess creator in the world?
Well, that's an easy yes. The better question is, am I the most influential figure in chess ever? And I don't think so. I mean, I think it's probably Magnus, or if you just look at numbers, maybe Anand.
When he said about himself, there's quite a reaction there.
Oh, maybe I do, deep down. Meaning it says I'm lying and I actually do think I'm the most influential?
Maybe. And maybe
Therapy can unlock that.
Yeah. Have you ever used a slang or a trendy phrase you didn't really understand just to make your content sound cooler?
No, what, Riz? I don't think so, no. I mean, if I did, then I really need to unpack lies to myself in therapy.
There's no deception.
Okay.
Think.
The answer to me would have been yes, I have.
Oh no, I haven't. Well, you're a dad also.
I'm a
Like,
dad,
I gotta
it's
stay
hard.
hip. I got a few more years and then I'm cooked.
Yep.
There you go, slang right there, cooked.
Have you ever used your chess skills to flirt with anyone?
Maybe my wife. I don't know. I've not to my memory, but this thing is about to tell me I did. So
He did, didn't he? He did. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. Okay.
I used to hide that I was a chess player. So who knows? Yeah, I'm gonna just say it was.
2021 FIDE World Rapid and Blitz, and we have a Rui Lopez of Berlin. And will Magnus really go into a Berlin endgame? No, he will play the anti-Berlin d3, bishop c5. We have a trade of bishops. We have a trade of bishop for knight, and this is a very, very common line. Black gets that ruined pawn structure on the queen side, but in return, Anish gets the two bishops, white castles. And very often in these lines, we see opposite side castling, which is so interesting. So will Giri castle short? First, he has to defend that e5 pawn, because Carlsen could chase that bishop away from g4, and then the pawn on e5 will lose a defender. First, he goes h. TK Apprentice, is it worth knowing knight and bishop checkmate? Yeah, so it's worth knowing the W pattern. And I think mostly it's worth knowing not because it's going to bring you success, but because I almost feel like the fear of not being able to do it will actually damage you in more ways than you realize. So let's take this position. And the W is obviously applicable to any pathway, right? You can do it on any corner, but the board is symmetrical. So the principle is simple. It's easy to understand. The knights will control the dark squares. The bishops will control the squares of its own color. So you're going to alternate. The knight's going to control h8. Then the bishop's going to control g8. Then the knight's going to control f8. Then the bishop's going to control e8, etc., 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 until you shepherd the king to the other side of the board. So the W starts on it starts on f7, right? It starts on f7. That's the only square from which you can control h8, and you can draw the W back to e5, toward d7, back to c5, and toward b7, a W shape. So you're going to go f7 to e5 to d7 to c5, potentially to b7. That's the complete W. Depending on how black defends, you might need to make a little bit of some changes based on common sense. People get already incredibly confused because they get confused when we reflect this about an axis. If the black king starts here and you want to get it there, the W is drawn a little bit differently, but it's still the freaking W. It just starts on b3 and goes like this. The W ends, you can draw it by understanding that it ends one square diagonally away from the mating square, from the square of the right corner, right? So here, and then you can draw it backward if you want. Okay, so if you're trying to get the king from a1 to a8, okay, boom, okay, boom, 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 boom. If you're trying to get the king from a1 to h1, boom, 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 boom. It's really not that hard, right? And that's one way just to draw the W in your mind. So what we need to do first is get the knight onto f7 without allowing the black king to escape, right? So there's many ways that we can do this. You can start by getting the king over to f6, for example. And now let's get the knight to f7. So boom, knight e4 I like. Knight e4 I like. And if king f8, what should we do? This is really not hard. How do we get the knight to f7 without allowing the king to escape? No, knight d6 is faster. Yeah, knight d6. You could also go knight g5, by the way. The king is in a box, right? So you don't want to panic all of a sudden. If the king is like, you accidentally allowed the king one step closer to the direction you don't want to allow it. Usually you could use your minors to shut it back down.
Welcome back to the Naroditsky Memorial Blitz finals. We're past the halfway mark. We've had 5 rounds. The players have had a short break, and that gave Funmaster Mike the chance to catch up with one of the heroes of the day.
Thanks, guys. Well, we are joined by somebody we talked to yesterday. In case you didn't catch yesterday's interview, Ethan Sheehan, National Master, made the Blitz final by beating Ponomariev, Bortnik, Wonder Liang, Archers Nikshans, Gregory Opar, and today you added to that by beating Mukhidin Madaminov, Sindarov second, and you were a Giant Slayer. You beat Hikaru Nakamura. How are you doing this?
So it's Blitz. So my main strategy is just to not get into time pressure. I always try to push my opponents on the clock. So in non-concrete positions, I just make a move instantly that I know isn't a blunder, just because I know that thinking won't produce a much better move. And then, yeah, I know that Mukin, for example, blundered in time pressure against me. If he didn't have 5 seconds left, he definitely would have held that, for example.
Now, yesterday you were snaking through the field. You had a couple hundred people. You could kind of go under the radar. But today, you're literally on a stage that they built. Do you feel more pressure today?
So not really. I'm the underdog for sure, and I realize that the pressure's on my opponents to beat me, not the other way around. And I also just wanted to pay a quick tribute to Danya. I played hundreds of Blitz games online with him, and whenever he got a losing position against me, it was rare, but it happened. He didn't resign. He just realized that the pressure was on me, and he just posed a lot of practical problems. And more often than not, I would blunder away the winning position. And I hope that I'm kind of doing that this tournament as the underdog.
That's a nice thought. Thanks for sharing. And finally, on our way to the interview, I heard one of your friends say, I knew Ethan before anybody. So do you feel like you're kind of making a name for yourself and acquiring some fans in this tournament?
I certainly think I am. I would say it's a huge honor to sign people's boards. I have never been asked to do that until today, and I think maybe dozens of people have now. So yeah, I'm just really grateful for everyone who's supporting me.
Everyone knows your name now. National Master Ethan Sheehan continuing to make waves. And hey, you're still in the hunt for first place. Good luck the second half.
Thank you very much.
Back to you.
And great to hear from the man himself, Ethan Sheehan. Remember the name, everyone. He's just half a point off the lead. And Judith, he's clearly got a very mature head on his shoulders. He's loving being there. He's enjoying the experience. And like he said, nothing to lose.
Well, this is, I think, a key point in this tournament for him, that there is nothing to lose. At the same time, he's also getting the taste of winning and putting pressure on the opponents and really enjoying to be the underdog also, I think. And that's great. I mean, seeing a 17-year-old opening up and see success, it's really refreshing for me.
Exactly, and Ethan might be getting that taste, that very addictive taste of winning. We'll see how far he can go. This round is huge. I've been looking at the pairings, Judith. We see Javokir Sindarov against Andy Woodward. That's the 2 leaders currently. And Hikaru Nakamura against Wesley So. Both of them need to start winning if they want to come first in this event.
Yeah, it's getting more and more tense, I think, this event right now, because we crossed the halfway, so we are after round 5. And after this game is only 3 left, and the players know it, that the ones who are in the lead, that they cannot sit there and lay back and everything is going to be simple. Not at all. More of having more pressure and tension. And of course, when you're leader, you think, once I have the lead, I mean, I want to win the tournament, right? But they also know that it's not going to be easy, and they have to show at least as much as they performed until this point. And Sindarov, of course, is a player who is playing. He's the challenger of the world champion. So maybe he has even more pressure than others in some ways, because it's only a Blitz tournament. But if he wins, he shows it that wherever he competes, he goes for the victory.
Exactly, and the games have begun. Round 6. It's more e4, e5 on a few of the boards down at the bottom. A couple of Spanish openings. Queen's Gambit declined top right between Hikaru Nakamura and Wesley So. Sindarov playing the Grand Prix attack against the Sicilian against Woodward. I would love to go there, Judith.
I picked that. I'm on the same page with you. I love that. F5, attacking, giving up the pawn. It's very much Boris Spassky style, don't you think so?
Exactly. I first learned to play these knight c3, some close Sicilians, but also these types of lines by looking at Spassky games in England between the kind of 80s and maybe early 2000s. So many people were playing this as well against the Sicilian. Just they call it the Grand Prix because of the Grand Prix circuit there, and just hack attack, just go for the black king.
Yeah. Knight f6. It was always a question where to put this knight, right? On f6 or on e7. But knight f6, f takes e.
Okay.
Bishop e6.
Apparently f takes e was a mistake. I saw the eval bar slide down. I know there's some lines where you go knight b5 or bishop f4 very early to hit d6. I'm wondering whether that was a position, but now black might be able to release some pressure just by trading stuff off. No immediate attack.
Yeah, for white is the question in what terms to exchange that, right? The bishops. At the same time, the way Boris was playing, I think the bishop's supposed to be on b5, not on c4.
Yeah, and it was on b5 a bit earlier. It was on b5. It gave a check, bishop d7, and then slid back to c4, like some modern nuance. But yeah, looks like Woodward's fine. Sindarov, is he just going to castle, allow the bishop exchange on c4?
Yeah, but that's he castled, but it's possible takes and knight g4, don't you think so? It can be replacing the knight on e5, or I missed something? What do I miss here? The bar tells me that no, this is a blunder, shouting.
Maybe after knight b5 it loses a pawn, but I don't know. I think you're happy to give that pawn, Judith. Maybe bishop g5.
Well, I am, but not with this engine on my side telling me that you're bad. You do bad suggestions.
Yeah, but I like the suggestion. Forget the engine. Okay, looks like we had a couple of moves. So Woodward castled, and white didn't allow that anymore. Bishop b3.
b3. Okay.
Solid.
But I like it for black, you know.
You want to put knights on e5, d4?
Yeah, somehow either knight g4 or maybe just knight d7 is safer. And control, the e5 and the d4 squares for black.
Yeah, and that was played. Knight to d7, I believe. Just to put one of those nice horses on a central square. Bishop g5 hits the black queen, and ooh, queen b6 threatens c4.
Threatening. Yeah.
Just give a check. He gets out of it. Okay. But knight d5 is coming soon. Oh, it's got
knight d5
grip as well.
yeah?
Yeah, knight d5, yeah. It's coming soon. Here we go. We see some more exchanges in the center. And the knight lands. Bishop pair.
Bishop pair, David.
Yeah, it's all about the light
Your
squares
favorite.
though. All about the light squares now.
Yeah, this bishop is incredibly powerful. What a power it has.
Yeah.
Queen d2 seems to be a logical move.
Yeah, he's played it. Rook e8, and I expect him to just play c3. There we go. Maybe hinting that he might kick the knight, but just defending b2 as well.
Yeah, but this is such a beautiful position suddenly for white. Rook d1 he's gonna play, I think.
Yeah, Javakir's
why not?
Yeah, he's definitely outplayed Woodward. d4 maybe, but yeah, why spend time on the clock on d4 when you can just make an easy move? But of course he does. He's more direct than us, and he wants the f7 pawn.
Well, with this bishop on d5, it's deadly for black, basically.
Knight c6, I'm guessing. There's going to be tactics. f7's
Well,
going to
probably
hang.
he's checking knight c4, if that makes any sense. Knight c6.
Knight c6.
Yeah. Significant time he spent.
Okay. Just bishop f6. Not allowing any funny business. The
D4.
black queen is so offside, Judith.
Absolutely. And Sindarov is just playing so clearly when he has his pieces, like everything is protected. D5 bishop wins the game.
Don't play rook takes e4. Queen h6 is
Oh.
maybe in the air.
Oh.
Boom.
Boom.
And crisscross. Double pin. Okay, now he takes.
H3.
Whoa. And now queen h6. He's coming in. Where's the killer blow?
And
Just rook
rook
f1.
F1.
He's just going to play bishop takes f7, bishop takes g6.
Well, rook f7 also not necessarily too bad, is it?
Yeah. I was assuming that
But
white
now rook
black
G6.
defended. Oh, rook g6. Oh, Judith, that was a killer.
Well, this is also nothing much to complain about, I guess. Bishop g6.
Bishop g6. He's just
Yeah.
checking that there are no counterattacks against the white king. It looks like nothing works. You can trade one set of rooks.
Takes, rook g7, bishop h7.
Oh, that's nice. Getting a rook to f8 by brute force. Bishop h7. Oh, you called
Of
it, Judith.
course.
You called it. And now, where's the mate?
Well, just bishop e4 and rook d6, I think. No. Ah, this is the mate. No, he's correct. Yeah.
There we go.
Sharp.
Beautiful finish. Sindarov gets the win. He was about to deliver a nasty mate on Woodward. And he takes the outright lead, taking down his co-leader. All other games still going, Judith. So maybe we can jump to... Ooh, Hikaru against Wesley. So Hikaru looks like he's in big trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Ethan Sheehan looks like he's winning against Durabaili. Where to go? Hikaru first.
Well, Hikaru will lose, I think.
Pawn down.
Maybe we can jump to Ethan.
Yeah, this is grim for Hikaru. Yeah, maybe we do check in on Ethan then.
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh, what's
Oh,
happened here?
too much
Ethan's lost
change.
control. He was winning just a few moves ago. Okay, it's level pawns. Not anymore. Dropped an a2. This is the first time I've ever seen Ethan down under 10 seconds. Normally he's got a 1 minute advantage. b4 so tricky. Bishop takes this a
Oops.
check.
Oops.
Oops. All the
H5.
pawns go.
What's
Okay.
going to be? H5, H4. And the king will, H4, and then the black king will be entering.
There might be a perpetual check here.
Well, some checks are useful to, at least to gain time, that's the least. But probably it's a draw perpetually, yeah?
We see Boris Gelfand watching in the background. He has lost, so Kanin gets his first win of the event. Neither of those two will be winning the tournament.
No. But what is the king doing on d2? Black will play for a win.
Yeah. Easier to play with black.
I said this. I projected
Yeah.
this king on g4.
You did.
It stands
And
incredibly. Oh my
King
god, so
f3.
beautiful. King f3.
keep going. Oh, Ethan in big trouble. Stops the
I'm
pawn.
telling
Good
you,
move.
this. Well, he's just in time, yeah? With black, with white. In d6, yeah.
Okay. Should be a draw now, maybe. Queen g3 check is coming, and oh, Queen g4's actually prevented that.
Queen e4.
Oh,
Oops.
pawns are hanging, and he's blundered into a
Ooh.
checkmate. Durabaili. He's blundered
Well.
mate in two.
Okay, it's Ethan's day. Let's put it that way.
Ethan Sheehan, resourceful, tenacious. He turns it around. Judith, we didn't see that coming.
no, that was unexpected. That was unexpected, clearly. So all the games finished in the meantime. Yeah, that was an unexpected blow for black.
And confirmation, another bloodthirsty round. Simon Kanin gets his first win of the tournament. Javakir Sindarov in the sole lead now. Wesley So takes down Hikaru. Hikaru can no longer come first, it looks like. At least very unlikely now. Madaminov gets a win. And importantly, Ethan Sheehan gets a win against Durabaili, stays just half a point off the lead. Judith, this has been a crazy tournament so far.
Yes, yeah, I mean, a lot of excitement, and of course we can see that they are, maybe they get also a bit tired. I mean, this was a kind of a huge one there by Massive. So it was, but okay, Ethan is playing, fighting, and playing well. This is what we can say. So Uzbek is in the front, first two. Laces in the cross table, so that's it's also fun to see those young guys.
Exactly, the golden generation of Uzbekistan. It's a good time for them. They're hosting the Olympiad later this year. They've got all these young players coming through, but can anyone stop them? America, represented by Ethan Sheehan, and he will be facing Samsevian with black. Elsewhere, Madaminov black against Wesley So, not easy, and Sindarov black against Kanin. He'll be hoping to take down the tail ender there. But Judith, which games do you think we might be following in this round?
Well, Ethan is always great fun to follow him, how it unfolds, but of course Sindarov is the man I would follow over there. Is he going to keep moving? Because basically he won very convincingly. I mean, after the opening, for a few moves, it was not clear. It was a pretty balanced game. But when he got the chance, it just was like that. In a second, he grabbed it. He just simplified the position, exchanged this, and then suddenly you have a d5 bishop, which makes the magic for the rest of the game, right? So he won with that bishop, because it was on the diagonal. Just grab the bishop and then f7 on g6, and the final move was bishop f7 as well. And somehow he feels it already, that he gets the chance, he goes for it. And also what I realized with Sindarov, if he has a very good position and win, he's just making it so clear that he's not giving a chance to the opponent anymore. And this is a huge strength, I think.
Exactly. That was the story of the candidates. Every time he got an advantage, it seemed to be an immediate win. Like, the opponents looked helpless, and it was the same in the Rapid. He could do the double, Judith. He won the Rapid a couple of days ago. After losing in round 2 to Andy Woodward, he stormed back and won most of the rest of his games, and won a playoff as well. And he seems to be a big game player. Like, the bigger the challenge, the more he rises to the occasion.
Yeah, and we see the players getting ready for, what is it, round 7, right? Round 7.
And still chances of a playoff, potentially, if Madaminov or Ethan Sheehan can catch Sindarov, so they need to keep winning as well. At some point, I mean, he's got so many new fans, everyone loves an underdog story, but at some point, Judith, he might start feeling the pressure. The longer he stays in this race for first place, surely it's going to play on his mind at some point.
Well, you know, when you're underdog in a tournament, I mean, I don't think... Look, he's still smiling. He's smiling. Just, that's all. Because, I mean, he's going to stay the underdog in the whole tournament, because he has to prove himself in this tournament. And, of course, after that, with a lot of excitement, we will follow him, how he's going to be showing his talent. But no, I think he's just having a great day without pressure. It's the excitement, it's not the pressure he has.
Best weekend ever. And okay, All-American clash here, Samsevian against Ethan Sheehan. And as you mentioned, Madaminov against Wesley So, and Sindarov, we might be following him as well this round against Kanin. Games have begun. Round 7 has kicked off, and lots more e4, e5, an accelerated dragon on the top left. Okay, King's Indian by
King's
Sindarov.
Indian, yeah.
That's a statement, Judith.
Yeah. King's Indian is a statement.
Okay, and yeah, he doesn't necessarily think it's must win, but he's shown he wants to at least go for something really combative, really uncompromising. That is Sindarov on the bottom right board, the purple board there. Elsewhere, Madaminov against Wesley. So it's an Italian, one of these trendy Italians with the white bishop coming around to g5, h4, g3, and tends to become quite sharp. Elsewhere, Ethan Sheehan, whoa, looks like he's about to win a piece, but that is crazy. That's another sharp Italian, the top central orange board. I wanted to start with Sindarov as well, Judith, but maybe we have to go to Ethan. He's winning a piece, but Sevian must have prepared this piece sacrifice.
Wow. Wow, this is
crazy.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Entertaining us. And hopefully not only us, but the viewers.
We hope so
What
too.
What is this?
That is a trapped knight on g5, and white just plays a4.
The knight on g5 is just hanging. It's trapped at a4. Look at that. a4.
Wow.
Playing the whole board.
Like, I don't know if this is theory or not, but I mean, this is a wild position, and Ethan brings his bishop into e3. That is beautiful, Judith. He's going to take on f4 and only then take on g5. If the knight's not running away, then he's going to try and take it without allowing white a pass pawn, a big clamp on the king side.
Yeah, bishop e3 seems to be quite a good move. I mean, a4, to be honest. You have some great noise there, David.
Oh, can you hear that, Judith? Can you hear the fans going crazy for Ethan Sheehan?
Yeah.
I mean, I must admit, for everyone at home, I'm sitting in my flat and I'm here in Norway, and there's a party going on downstairs due to the World Cup. So you should all stay here, of course. This is the real action, but just to explain the noise, it's partly Ethan Sheehan's play that everyone's cheering for, but partly the football too. He's a piece up.
And Ethan is a piece up.
Mm-hmm.
And actually the white king can be in trouble. I mean, look at that, even queen h4.
Yeah.
So
Queen h4, g3.
No, but I think a4 was too much by Sam. Because he blundered bishop e3, I guess. But bishop e3 was a very cool and sharp move. And game over.
Yeah, should be. But maybe while the black king is still out in the open, some counter chances a bit later. e5 by Sam. He's going to try and gamble now. He might as well. Ethan's still with 3 minutes though. Does he close it with d5?
But he said it. He said it in an interview that he goes for the time part. That he plays so fast that he wants the opponent to get short on time. Which is a great strategy if you can keep it, of course.
Exactly. And okay,
So the
I would play
question, d5 you would go. But
just
it's
to stop
also
knight
possible
e4.
But it's possible to take on c4. But then knight e4, yeah? That's your problem.
I would be scared, although...
Even though 2 pieces is not enough for us.
We'll find out. We'll find out, Judith.
Yeah, knight e4 has to be on the board, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, knight e4.
It's only check there on f6.
Queen h4 check. Black gets a tempo as well. But it's happening.
Yeah, happening. Of course it's happening. Queen check in g1.
2 pieces up, Ethan Sheehan.
Knight e6, for example.
He's playing it. He's reaching
And
for
after
it.
checking d8, I mean, king is in safety.
And this is exactly the storyline we mentioned earlier, Judith. Like, that's a superpower, being an underdog. It should be inspiring for everyone at home. Like, if you're lower rated than your opponent, they come for you. They go all in, and it can backfire. Like, Sam's gone way too hard in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the way to maybe beat Ethan is to make it a bit more quiet and a bit more positional and try and outplay him slowly rather than everyone's getting scared now. Everyone's trying to beat him straight from the opening, but he's too strong for that, Ethan. And yeah, this is over. As you say, 2 pieces. Barring a shock. Barring a miracle.
g3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the thing is, it's
Yeah, Queen exchange was too scary there for white, being so many pieces down. He had to sacrifice even more.
Yes.
Oh, rook a2. Trying to trap the black queen. Rook h2. Clever.
True.
Okay.
What about bishop e6?
Bishop e6.
Bishop
Queen
e6,
takes
queen
c7.
c7.
Oh, just d5. That's...
Oh, and grab the knight. If
Yeah.
queen c7 after knight f6, just
g3 now is...
g3 is hanging. Yeah.
Yeah.
Game over.
Okay, and Samsevian even loses on time. Wow, just 30 moves this game. Ethan wins in quickfire fashion and puts the pressure on the leaders. Sindarov now. Maybe we can jump to
You have
him.
to go back to Sindarov.
He's in trouble.
And he's in trouble. He's in huge trouble.
Oh, Black's bishop is horrible.
Well, if that would be the only problem, then that's only one of the problem, fighting into his own pawn. But what about this passed pawn? What about this incredible knight
Yeah.
on e4? But
Very
okay,
good
it
knight.
looks very bad for black, but it's not so easy to make it happen for white.
Mm-hmm. Sindarov, though, doesn't have much time. He's under 10 seconds. Canin has a bit more time on the clock. I'm not sure whether he has anything immediately. I was going to say maybe b4, but after queen takes...
I was also wondering. And then queen comes back, right? To a2 or a1.
Mm-hmm.
c2.
Rook b1.
Why to c2? Okay.
Ooh, losing control. White.
Yeah.
Oh, he's getting excited.
That's my feeling too. Well, we got excited too. No bishop e4, but knight d5.
Knight d5, threatening knight e7. So exchange of pawns, but white's passed pawn doesn't exist anymore. So long term, white's not necessarily winning anymore, and still a pawn down
Not at
short
all.
term. Yeah. This is turning.
It is. I mean, the
Sindarov's
knight from
knight.
knight d7, knight e5 at some point.
Okay, still a time scramble. Anything could still happen. Canin should at some point try to activate his queen, which has been a passive piece for a while. But yeah, suddenly a black pawn's going to sit on h4. White's king is going to be boxed in. Not easy. I think Sindarov gets this. Momentum's on black side. Knight d7.
Yeah.
Canin at 5 seconds.
You look at
great
that. Look at that painful diagonal for white. Oh yeah.
dear. Oh dear.
Everything is turning.
Yeah, that terrible bishop has become a beast. Suddenly it's going to come into e5,
Yeah,
d4
look,
soon.
yeah. Well,
Oh,
now
but
he gave up. Yeah, that was not a good idea, but he's okay. Knight e4.
Mm,
That's
good move though from Canin. Queens will come off if black grabs on g3.
yeah, but he's not going to win anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And another bishop on d5 will come.
There we go. White's grabbing pawns. Black needs some kind of attack against the white king somehow, but hard to see it happening. Oh, Sindarov's going active. Oh dear, be careful, that black
The
king's going to be
king.
really strong. The king
The
again.
king.
The triumphant royal piece. Check. But there's no mate.
Not yet. Yeah, rook on h3 is going to give a great protection there.
Mm. Oh, he
know,
grabs the queen.
Collected the queen, yeah, in his hand. Yeah.
Canin's like, okay, you want a queen, I'm going to double stop that with the bishop and rook.
Absolutely.
That's
c5 is
c5.
unpleasant.
Counterplay. Check. Oh,
King-
great defense.
King g2 is possible, yeah.
Oh, rook takes f3 though. Rook takes f3. It's going to be rook and knight
Okay.
versus rook.
Mm-hmm.
Judith, we're going to be here a little longer.
Yeah. And you never know what will be the end of it, yeah?
Exactly.
I know.
Yeah, I didn't want to mention, Judith. I'm not saying anything.
I know.
I'll let you talk about that Rook and Knight versus Rook if you want, but I'm not going to say anything now. That's.
Oh yeah, that was a painful loss for me against Gary, 1986, Dos Hermanas. But it's not so easy. I mean, if someone knows what is the winning position, then it can be problematic.
Yeah.
It should be a draw, and one should understand what is the draw method and what not to get into. Interesting that he didn't cut the king on the second.
Yeah. Now, ooh. Yeah, feels a bit nervy from both players. Sindarov might feel he needs to win this. Hikaru making faces in the background. Andy Woodward watching as well. Oh, it feels like Cannon's really struggling, but okay, he finds the right idea from the far side.
Now he goes back again to e4, but now knight e4.
Oh.
But you see? Well, taking g1. Check,
So
goes
close.
to g3.
This is move 89. Oh, and it's a mistake. The bar's gone all black.
Because
from g3.
And
it's just checkmate.
And knight f3.
Oh dear. Cannon, he's had a tough day. He can't defend. Head in hands. Sindarov. That's how tournaments are won and lost. You squeeze out a point where you might not otherwise think you can, but Sindarov, he comes up on top when it really matters.
Well, it was not easy this time, right? I mean, he had a very difficult position. At the same time, it was not that easy for White to convert it. It was just, we could see that it was huge advantage. But it was quite painful for White. And we're going to have a big match in the next round.
Oof, it's going to be big. But first, we can recap the results.
Yeah.
And
incredible.
Yeah. Here we see Jamokir Sindarov on 6 points currently, half a point ahead of Ethan Sheehan. Wesley So is parked just behind them. He's on 5. Madaminov on 4.5. Andy Woodward on 4. Hikaru's on 3.5, but it feels, he just can't win the tournament now. Too little, too late. 2 points, 2 rounds, to go. And as you mentioned, Judith, big final rounds ahead.
Yeah, the big matches between Boris Gelfand and Sindarov. I'm very curious how they are going to be playing out, because I'm pretty sure when Boris, such an experienced player, is playing against a young, incredible rising star, it is interesting for them also. They are curious, like, really, show me, how good are you? I see it in the games, in the tournaments. I see, but I want to test it. I want to see it with my own eyes. So let's see. What is he going to see? What are we going to see with our own eyes? How is Sindarov going to be playing out? How stressful he is going to be? Because it's big matches. And then let's see, Ethan is playing, against Wesley So. It's not going to be an easy one.
Not easy at all, but Ethan has showed that the better the opposition, the more more freedom he seems to play with, and I wouldn't bet against Ethan at this point. He's on a bit of a streak. But 2 rounds, the final sprint now.
Sindarov seems to be going up and down on stage. Bit nervous.
He is a walker, Judith. I've seen him at tournaments many times. He walks up and down, and I think that's just his way of getting the tension out of his body. He didn't get nervous during the candidates, but maybe we'll see that he's human here. You never know. Boris, mutual respect here, of course, between them, but he'll want to show the youngster that he still knows a few moves. And if Boris gets a Boris position, then it's not going to be easy.
Ethan is still smiling.
Oh, the first time I've seen Wesley not smile the whole weekend. He's been smiling the whole of Friday, Saturday. Suddenly Wesley's like, oh, if I win this, maybe I've got a chance. And games have begun. E4, E5. Italian. Oh no, it's a Berlin Ethan against Wesley.
Yeah.
Okay, Judith, that's very interesting. On the bottom left there, Ethan played a forced draw line, but Wesley actually went away from the main line, which leads to a very quick draw with the queen dance. Meanwhile, Boris, Boris has a kind of Benoni type structure to fight against with Sindarov.
Yeah, it's very much a Galfand kind of game. What is there? Let's go to Galfand. What do you think?
Let's do it. I think Ethan's already messed up the opening against Wesley, so punished for trying to play for a draw. It's a lesson. That's going to be a lesson for Ethan if he doesn't win this game. But this position, Judith, normally a pure Benoni is with the white c pawn on the e-file. Here it's just one open file, just the e-file. What do you make of it? Black's already traded off the problem piece, the light squared bishop.
Yeah, but I think Boris knows these kind of structures incredibly well. So I'm not so sure that Sindarov can be very happy about his position. White has a very nice game playing a5. It can also go knight a4, eventually to play rook b1 and b4. And black does not have so many counterplay. And after all, white has the bishop pair, David.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to sell me, Judah. I was sold as soon as I saw the material on the board, but I would take white all day long. But black, of course, like long-term chances if the bishop comes to life and if the knights start dancing somehow. But hard to see in the near future.
Yeah, I mean, it's very passive for black. That's the main problem. I mean, black can try to go double the rooks, but so what, right? Well, rook e1 first of all is possible, but even that... so white has a fantastic position.
Yeah.
Of course, black wants to double.
Yeah, and I've seen... Boris is going to push f4. I've seen some players go f4, g4, just kind of not necessarily to attack, just to control squares that the knights jump to. He just keeps the bishop on f3 instead, and those black knights can't really move.
Well, yeah. That's a big problem. The question is, for example, who does it favor if we exchange the rooks? All 4 rooks are off. Which probably will happen soon.
Find out.
Sooner than I thought.
Yeah, I would think it helps black just because black is a bit cramped with the central pawn structure, but it's still hard to know exactly what black should be doing. Like white can still just put a bishop on f2, slowly advance with g4, king g2, start taking some squares. Maybe queen's off.
It's a question whether is it going to be first g4 and king g2 and stuff, or white is playing for b4. Or white is not playing for b4 at all. Knight e8, opening up the diagonal for the bishop, can be important.
Yeah. Boris will go g3, king g2. He's more measured. He'll just slowly take squares. g3, king g2, b3. Yeah, there we go. That's Boris. Oh, mistake.
What is going on? What?
Queen b6? Oh no. King f8 was so sneaky from Sindarov. He wasn't trying to play queen e7, which I thought was trading queens. He wanted to go active.
Okay.
I think Boris is a move too slow. The black queen's coming into b3 or b4 and then knight b6. If he'd played b3, maybe he could defend everything with queen d1 and queen c2, but
wow. Look at
Sindarov, so sensitive to the moment.
Interesting.
Knight b6 now. Stopped. But for how long? Maybe just b6. Or, wow, queen b4. Okay. Boris twirling that piece. Oh, he stops as soon as I say it. But there we go. He's back to it. Fiddling, twiddling. I don't know what the word is. He defends all his pawns.
What's next?
Oh, he goes back. But now, Sindarov.
6.
Yeah, he needs that square for his knight. He knows. That's the way forward.
Well, King F8 was a cool move. With a hidden idea of Queen B6.
Yeah. I feel bad. I predicted a commentator's curse. Like, I jinxed him. I said he'd play G3 because it's a Boris move, but yeah, just... It's so out of the blue. Black's sudden play. The Black Queen's so dominant now.
Yeah. Okay, Bishop E4. Well, and Black probably can be pushing his pawns, also by making space for the knight.
Yep. A4, A3 is going to come after the knight lands on B6. Suddenly
Maybe
white is just
A4
totally
immediately
frozen.
possible too.
Yep, A4. White can barely move.
On the board.
Okay. A4. Surely he has to go bishop c2 and just take that a4 pawn before it continues advancing, but queen c2 instead.
Knight B6, I guess, simply.
Yep,
No? I mean, Black doesn't have to react.
looks good. Knight b6, natural and strong from Sindarov. Still got plenty of time. Yep, I don't see anything for white. He's in full control. He drops back though, some strange moves from Sindarov.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knight
Queen takes
B6
A-
seemed to be very natural.
Exactly. Queen takes a4, I understand he's going queen takes b2 and he wants to come in, but...
No, Bishop C3 he goes.
Uh-huh.
Queen A4.
F1.
King F1. Protecting the bishop. So Knight A4 wants to be the next move.
Now Sindarov has to play knight b6 or a3 if he wants to keep his pawn alive.
Knight B6.
Oh, this feels so tense. It feels like something's coming, like a blunder or a sudden collapse from someone. Knight b6 attacking, well, kind of attacking c4. I guess there's a knight fork on e3, so it is a threat. Boris has to defend.
It is definitely a threat. Knight D1. And B3.
Oh, Boris suddenly down around 10 seconds. Trades off. Bishop c3.
Knight A4.
Knight a4. Yeah, it's important to take away the c3 square
I mean,
from
basically,
white's knight.
yeah, but basically after Knight A4, White is completely stuck.
Stuck, yeah. And then the black knight has, the other black knight has a load of time to get into the game. g5.
Yeah.
Looks nice.
Knight F6.
I guess Boris has to play for a fortress. He's just going to put his king on e3 at some point and... Yeah.
Wants to go around with the knight.
Oh, that's a clever move. h5. Yeah, no way white defends this. The black knight comes to d4 at some point, and hard to know exactly what white can play. Knight f5 is coming in. Just looking elsewhere. Hikaru Nakamura has won, but doesn't affect the top of the standings. Ethan struggling for a draw against Wesley, so
Yeah.
if Javokir wins here, it could be huge for the standings. Oh, this is so tough, Judith.
Black
The suffering
is
for white.
progressing. Yeah. Oh my God. Poor knight on A3.
It's going to pretend it's going active, but it can't really move further.
Isn't other D4? Yeah, that's the spot.
And how to break in.
Look at
Wants to
that. He
bring his-
goes all the way to B4.
Yeah, we've seen so many active kings today in endgames. It's going to get even more active the long way around.
King B8. Look at that. King B8.
Doesn't want to allow any activity. And, oh no, Boris loses on time. Anti-climax at the end there, but Javakir, I think, had found a winning plan, activating his king round the queenside.
Yeah. Beautiful play by Sindarov, I must say. He was weak in the opening, but one moment.
In the meantime, Ethan
One
Sheehan,
more
it's
game.
heartbreak. Yeah. Wesley takes the win. And one game still going. Madaminov against Andy Woodward. This one, Judith, it looks like it should be a win, but if the rooks come off, it's a draw. It's the wrong coloured H-pawn.
But that's easy to say, but impossible to execute, to get off the rooks.
Bishop H5.
What happened?
Bishop
Bishop H5.
He doesn't want to play rook and bishop versus rook.
You think he
Doesn't
did it
trust
on
himself.
purpose, that he didn't notice it and didn't take on H5?
If you can, surely you go for rook and bishop versus rook. This is...
But now he's doing it. He, bishop,
better.
Yeah.
That was careless from Andy Woodward. No time though. Now it's going to be a draw. Or is it?
Wow. Should be.
Oh no, and he's blundered his bishop.
But what do you mean?
Wait,
bad
King F2.
corner.
Wait, oh my gosh, I think he blundered, or he missed it, and everyone's pointing out it's still a draw. You can't take the bishop, it's still a draw. And he just gave up. He let his clock run down, Judith. He just...
Yeah. Wow. Oh my. Oh.
Oh, that's the hardest feeling.
There. Oh, yeah.
And these other guys, these other grandmasters are ruthless. They're not even letting him just deal with it. They're coming in, they were laughing. They were like, come on, man, just... Oh, that's so harsh.
Oh.
Poor Madaminov.
Well,
leaves the table.
yeah. Oh. But maybe he just lost on time. That's why he resigned. But he was not aware of it. Yeah, also.
Yeah, I think
That
he saw
it
the
was a
check,
draw.
and yeah, he immediately reacted to the check. He kind of sunk back in his seat, and that's why he lost on time. But
yeah.
oh.
So where are we standing?
Wow, we have big moves in the standings. Most importantly, Javokir is going to be a big lesson for Ethan. He played for a forced draw line with white, but he didn't know the theory, and Wesley went a different way, and Ethan just got ground down in a long endgame. Worse with white after just 10 moves. A real lesson for Ethan there.
David, we were talking about this just a couple of rounds before, right? Or in the Creators Invitational. That are you playing for a draw, right? And you don't play for a draw because you cannot play for a draw. Simply, you shouldn't play for a draw. Okay, so let's see. Round 9.
Round 9 of 9.
Final round.
Exactly.
Final round.
And look at the pairings, Judith. Javokir Sindarov only needs a draw. He plays Hikaru Nakamura. Wesley So is the only one who can catch him. Wesley plays Durabaili, so Wesley needs to win and hope that Hikaru does him a favor.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow, what a day it's been. So much blitz. I'm going bonkers from all the blitz. It's been a real bonanza. It's
poor Boris. He didn't deserve it.
Boris has
But
had a
one
tough
move,
run.
right? For Boris, it was one move that he lost the game.
Yeah.
One move. After King F8, he was not paying attention, and Queen B6 was allowed to make Sindarov, and that was it. Well, it was not so bad yet. Probably if he realizes how dangerous it is, he could escape. But everything went too fast.
Yeah, and that's how it goes in blitz when you're having a tough day. Things don't seem to go in your favor. Boris on 2.5 points, and we'll talk more about those standings later. But Javokir, he's the man of the moment. A draw with white is enough. And Judith, it just depends on Hikaru. Like, is he in a fighting mood? He's on 4.5. He can't. Well, maybe he can make the podium if results go his way, but unlikely. Will he take some risks to take down Javakir?
Well, it's that's how it is, I guess. That for him, it's also exciting to play with Sindarov. I'm not sure did they ever play. I'm not sure because Hikaru is not playing so much anymore, and Sindarov is on just 20 years old.
Yeah, I think just the candidates, Judith. I mean,
Yeah.
they had this clash in freestyle, of course, where
Yes.
Javakir picked Hikaru and went on to win. But then the candidates, he took him down there as well in this famous this Marshall Gambit thing in the Queen's Gambit or the Semi-Slav. And Hikaru thought for 67 minutes, was out prepared. Hikaru, he was thinking, as soon as Hikaru started thinking, I knew he was going for the Berlin and this forced draw.
But look what they're doing to us. Look at that, Berlin. So who is playing for what?
Javakir just needs a draw to win the tournament. Here we go. Queen dance, Queen e4, Queen d4, the infamous Berlin draw. Hikaru gifts tournament victory to Javakir, handshake, and Judith. I don't know if Daniel would have approved, I've got to say, but that's how the tournament is decided. And Wesley, he was the only one who could catch. He's looking over his shoulder. He must be a bit annoyed at Hikaru, thinking, "Oh, come on, man, play something other than the Berlin. Hikaru can play any opening."
Yeah, but it was kind of surprising to me.
And confirmation, Sindarov has won the Blitz. He adds that title to the Rapid a couple of days ago. It's a double crown. He's done the double. Javakir in top form.
we picked the good game. Shortest game ever. So let's go. What about where do you want to go? Let's go to Ethan.
Okay, let's do it.
To see what he's doing.
If he can pick himself
The other
up.
star.
And this is a clash of the teenagers. 16-year-old Andy Woodward against 17-year-old Ethan Sheehan, the future of American chess. Looks bright.
Okay, Queen e3 now. F4 is a question.
Yeah, F4. And he's looking at it, Ethan, intently, but I think White won't react. And Judith, it looks like a reverse Sicilian and probably quite a good version here for White.
Yeah. Also, maybe Rook c5 is something. Yeah, you see. It's coming. Attacking the e5.
Ethan takes a pawn. And now he gets the d5 square.
Yeah, that's how he can block the power of the c5 rook, right? Takes queen takes, and then to go knight d5.
Yeah. We see that. Rook d5 or knight d5?
Sensitive. Weak spot.
On the bright side, d3 is weak long term. And Ethan does jump. Rook e1.
Yeah, knight f6 was expected.
Yeah. Ethan's very good, I've noticed, in positions where he can just start kind of reacting, kind of protecting against direct threats, and he's very good at kind of staying alive while setting kind of counter threats of his own. Queen e2. Maybe something like queen to d6 for black, hitting the rook, hitting the d3 pawn. There we go.
And it's on the board.
Who would you pick, Judith? Eval Bar says 0.0, but it's never that simple.
No, it's... I'm just
Coin
thinking
toss.
if d4 is possible. No, it's black. That's now black is taking over. Is it one move?
Exactly.
Queen d5.
Oof. That's a hard pin to break. You have to move the white rook on c3 to try and play bishop takes d4 soon.
No, that rook c3 to block the bishop, that was very unpleasant. But maybe white is back in business. The bishop is, after all, king e2.
Yep.
Now the
Ethan.
two of the pawns are
They're hanging.
back then.
Yeah, just a temporary pawn grab. But maybe this is going to simplify. I'm expecting bishop takes e5 now, if that's possible. Oh,
Bishop
c1.
c1.
Oh, rook d7. We had the same reaction, Judith. That's a strange passive move. Now black's just a pawn up.
Yeah. And pawn is a pawn. And suddenly the bishop on e3 stands worse than on b2. And now it goes back. Poor Andy. Got confused.
Yeah.
Totally.
Now he'll play bishop b2. e4 is a bit of a target though for the white pieces. Okay, knight's going to land on d5. Still going to be a long grind for Ethan, but he's better. Shouldn't really ever lose this. He's going to end the tournament on a high, surely.
Yeah. Well, I think black is going to win this.
Yeah.
It's not so easy though, technically, but it should be the case, I think.
Yeah, I like what he's doing. He's going to put his king on g6, then he's going to
Okay.
push h5,
Yeah.
h4. White can't do much. Here we go. Yeah. Just double up his rooks in the f-file later if he can. Does he need to rush? He does. He
E3
doesn't
and
hesitate.
h4. Yeah, because h4 and it just simply wins, I think.
The knight's coming to f4 by force. Andy
Game-
Woodward.
Game over.
Yeah. He's giving Ethan the stare, but that's not going to help him. He's lost.
It's just over.
Yeah. Andy, it was that bishop c1 move. He could have taken on e5, I think, and not been suffering much, but he just allowed this black pawn to live.
Yeah.
Does black rush in with knight f4, or does he prepare
Yeah,
it?
because he's thinking, I think, just to go king f5 first and then rook then knight f4.
Rook h7, then
Rook
build up.
h7 also not bad. But now rook e4.
Okay. Rook e4, maybe there was some tactics. Rook trade, rook takes h3, knight f4.
Ah, yes. Is it?
Although, maybe not.
Maybe king g3, king f3, yeah?
Yeah, it's less easy than it looks. Okay.
Okay, so knight f4. Showtime.
Oh, he's hesitating.
No, he wants to go rook h6. Wants
Yeah.
to double on the h file.
He doesn't even want to allow one check from the side. If he moves knight
Wow.
f4, he doesn't.
Yeah. So if you want it, then go for it. Rook h6. What?
Wow, b6.
But what? Rook h6. He wanted to go rook h6. Why doesn't he double?
He just. Yeah, I don't understand this. He's loosened his own knight, so now it's not necessarily so clear cut long term. He's changed his off. He's got to go knight f4. He's stopped rook c5 check with b6 at least.
Yeah, that's what he didn't want to have.
Mm-hmm.
Check. Check.
Another check.
And rook
Oh.
h6.
That looks like a mating net around the
Yeah,
white
rook
king.
g2, rook h6. Game over. Well, not bad
Puzzle.
what he did, as it worked out.
Mm-hmm. Puzzle world champion
H.
Andy Woodward. He sees it coming. Rook d6. Oh, that's oof. So strong.
And check. Knight d3.
d3.
He didn't go knight d3. He didn't take the knight, the rook.
That is crazy. Like he
Did
thought he
you
was
see
winning
that?
a piece.
But what is this?
He's getting
And
nervous,
he has to win
Ethan.
again. Yeah, he became nervous. Yeah, I realized it, that he just overthinking. And it's a draw.
Very long. no longer winning. Wait, I thought he had played knight d3. I thought he had played the winning move, but he swapped rooks off first unnecessarily.
Yeah, I mean knight d3 and it's just game over, rook up.
That's crazy. He still had 15
Nerves.
seconds.
Nerves. After all, he's a human.
Yes. Still, we're not taking away anything from his performance. He's been top class. He's played like a super strong grandmaster, Ethan, this whole couple of days. But yeah, that was a half point left on the table if he doesn't win this game. Yeah, this is, I think, quite well-known stuff, Judith. Okay, the rook goes behind.
Yeah, okay. This is not going to be winning game for Ethan already. Ooh, what kind of winning game he had.
It was a perfect game almost, until allowing this rook endgame, and now White's counterplay easily quick enough.
Yeah.
Can't even promote the pawn. And they still keep going. And he's happy to give up his rook. It's going to be king versus king to end the Blitz finals. Last game still going. And there we see applause. And we get a glimpse of the playing hall. Still loads of fans in the Marriott Centre there, Judith. They've been there all day, just as long as we have, those fans in the playing venue.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it was worth it for them. I hope they also liked it. Probably they had a much better experience seeing live all these guys. But yeah, it was a heartbreaking last game, to be honest, to watch.
Oh, so close. But there we saw Judith. There were so many draws, actually. 3 draws in the final round compared to what we'd seen all day. And it was Wesley So getting a win, Cannon getting a win as well. But most importantly, Javokir Sindarov got a forced draw right from the opening. A quick draw against Hikaru Nakamura to clinch first place. 7.5 out of 9 for Sindarov. Very impressive. Wesley just behind at 7. And Ethan gets on the podium with his 6 points. He ends up in the bronze medal position in 3rd place. I think Javokir and Ethan were the big stories of the day, Judith.
Yeah, I completely agree. Actually, looking the cross table, it would not make any difference in the final standings if Ethan would have been winning this game. At the same time, it's going to be kind of painful for him, but well, it was little bad feeling for me that Sindarov won the tournament with the last final game with Nakamura in Berlin repetition of moves, but he made an incredible show beforehand. So Sindarov is the man who won not by chance, not by luck. Of course, he had some lucky moments, but whenever he had that one move that he can turn around the board, I mean, against Gelfand, it was the best example, but he had in other games also, just one move. And as we said, that he picks it, he chooses it, he goes for it, and then he doesn't let it go. Then he's going and focused like this. So the final game was just pure professionalism from sportive point of view, that he just has to deliver the draw, he has to win the tournament, and that was it. But it was a great performance. Fantastic. And of course Ethan, it was I'm very much looking forward to see him playing other tournaments, but in the last round we've seen him finally that he was under pressure. He had the winning position and he cracked, basically.
Yeah. And
but he had a fantastic tournament.
Exactly. This is just the start for Ethan Sheehan. Like that killer instinct, he'll hone it as he gains more experience. And yeah, I think what a breakthrough result it's been. We'll be hearing much more from him. Javokir Sindarov, though, yeah, this is just another sign that Gukesh better watch out come November, December, later this year. For everyone at home, we're going to go into the playing hall very shortly to listen in on the prize ceremony and hopefully catch an interview with Javokir. He had some very nice words to say about Dania after he won the Rapid. But Judith, it's been a lot of fun. I can't believe we've sat through 18 rounds of Blitz today in the Creator Invitational and the Blitz finals there.
Yeah, that's Blitz, right? It's a lot of action going on with mistakes and fun moves and creative moves and unexpected moves, but it goes fast. Even if it's many hours, it passed by very fast with you. So it was great fun for me to join you for the commentary today.
Thank you, Judah. Especially after your busy weekend, meeting Arnold Schwarzenegger, meeting the Prime Minister,
Yes.
playing some chess with them, and then you come spend the rest of it with us. What an honor. We're lucky.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Chess is a lot of fun and entertainment, I think. So I'm happy if we have a lot of viewers as well, and we can give them what the chess is all about. Even if it's only a Blitz games, it's not a classical game, it's not such a big preparations, but the essence of Blitz is you have to show your knowledge, your understanding, your mindset, your resilience, your approach in such a short time, right? And it's fantastic to see some of these guys really playing on the highest level and performing in classical game where they have pressure for 5 hours, 6 hours. And here they don't have that pressure, but still they know how to switch and make it somehow right. And of course some can get over on some losses, as we've seen, and we've seen that for Nakamura it was a bad start and he was he's kind of too old for this. Isn't he? He has too much experience of that to get over on such losses. It's just so difficult. But of course I appreciate a lot his efforts, that he's playing, competing, streaming, and he's promoting chess on such a high level that it's always great to see him in any form.
Yeah, that's the nature of Blitz, as you say. Just a little bit, just being off your best can affect the results hugely. And like you say, he's a busy man, Hikaru. You've been busy as well. I think Daniel would have approved of everyone's efforts, prioritizing the Blitz. It's no coincidence Blitz was Daniel's favorite. The more the better, I think, in Daniel's books as well. The more rounds, the more adrenaline, the faster paced. I know as a player he loved it. As a commentator, I spoke to Daniel a few times that he really loved the Blitz. Speed Chess Championship, for example, he loved commentating on it as well. So I think anyone who turned up deserves a real pat on their shoulders, pat on their back, and nice to see. Even if the likes of Hikaru weren't able to win, not everyone could be a winner. It was all about the spirit of the whole weekend.
Well, big shout out for Charlotte Chess Club, to be honest, because they made an incredible work as well. Just organizing it. When I was there, they were so busy. We could do the elite chess camp, but the whole team was continuously doing so many preparations for such an event to take place. So congratulations for them. Definitely to take this initiative.
Yeah, that's one of my goals in the next couple of years, Judith, to visit the Charlotte Chess Centre and to see what's going on. Maybe attend one of those camps, because I've heard very many good things, and I know Peter, Giannatos, Grant, Owen, and the rest of the team there doing some fantastic work. And I know having so many strong players as well, just a bonus in the Charlotte area.
Yeah.
Okay, and Julia, we'll be back in just a few minutes, but first, for everyone at home, we're going out there to Charlotte for the prize ceremony.
Correct.
We'll go reverse order.
Oh, we want to just step to the side first, figure out which second place first. Okay, before we give out the awards, big round of applause for Peter, Grant, Kelly, and the Charlotte Chess Center crew for putting this on. We only have 2 awards, but can we give it up for Ethan Sheehan and his 3rd place finish? And actually, guess what? We were actually able to make a 3rd award, so I was kidding Ethan, could you please come up here and get your third place award from Lena Schumann, Danya's mother?
And just for everyone at home, sorry about those technical issues. We have lost the video feed momentarily to Charlotte, but hopefully we'll get back. We'll get the videos back soon, and we'll be able to see Javokir Sindarov receive that award. Judith, it's better that it happens now at the end of the day than earlier. It always happens at least once per chess event.
Well, that's technology, right? That some things can go wrong. Well, even in tournaments, sometimes. I remember in the Olympiad, probably you were there also, for example, and what was it? Istanbul, 2000.
2012. Ah, okay.
No, 2000. You were not there?
Before my time. I was 9.
Before your time. I remember the electricity went out during a game. Can you imagine? So everybody was like panicking. And in such a cases, when the electricity goes out during the game, it's kind of tricky. The people, of course, they are very happy if it's their move because they can think. Of course, they make them stand up from the board. But of course, I mean, most of the grandmasters, they don't need the board to calculate, right? So what can you do? There's nothing to be done. You can't send someone there to disturb the player, not to think. So
Yeah.
and I don't remember for how long was it. And there was another tournament in Madrid I played, and there was also electricity problem, shortage. So this is kind of that thing that it happens.
Exactly. I once played in Gibraltar. We lost electricity. We had to play by candlelight for the next 2-3 hours. we had like hundreds of people just barely able to see each other, and the smoke from the candles. We're just awaiting. Funny. Yeah, we're just awaiting confirmation from Charlotte what is going on right now. But hopefully, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see Sindarov. It was nice to see a glimpse, at least before the cameras cut out, of Ethan and how happy he was to receive that third place prize from Danny's mother.
Yeah. Yeah, unexpected things happen. It's time when you have to fix it. It's you have to have good nerves, yeah, not only chess players but technicians and our team, the tech team.
Exactly. They're the unsung heroes, really. Like not just the arbiters and the fair play team and everyone on site, the organizers, but also the tech people, the production team helping us here at Chess.com. They do everything. They bend over backwards to make us look good, Judith. We have the easy job. We're the lucky ones. And in the meantime, we do have confirmation that Mike Klein is out there in Charlotte with the winner, Javokir Sindarov.
Words, or is that a wrap? That's a wrap. Every one of you made this special, whether you were a fan, a parent, a player, a grandmaster. Thank you so much for coming. Please travel safe. Go USA tomorrow night. I'm already nervous. Thank you, Javokir. Awesome. You did great. You did great. That was tough. Yeah, it was nice to just say something, and you said it. Yeah.
Mike, always want to take a picture with you if you don't mind.
And it was short. It was sweet. We caught the last few moments. We heard from Mike, but unfortunately we did miss some of the prize ceremony. So many apologies to everyone at home who has stuck with us through that. Tech issues. Better that it happens now than later. But Judith, it's been a real pleasure covering the last day with you. Of course, everything was for Dania. It's been an emotional few days. We've heard from the players. Yeah, it was a tough event. I struggled, I think, on the first day, just thinking about Daniel so much. But yeah, thank you for spending the time on your Sunday to commentate alongside me for these 2 Blitz events we've seen.
Thank you very much for our viewers that they were here with us, and thanks very much, David, for entertaining and sharing your thoughts. So it's always a great pleasure and fun. Do it again.
Likewise, Judith. Let's definitely team up again. But in the meantime, the final thank you is for everyone at home who has been watching. And there's a lot of you who've been helping out, contributing as well. Over $50,000 raised by towards the Naroditsky Memorial Fund. For anyone who's still looking to directly support Daniel's legacy, his memory, and everything that he gave to chess, the official Daniel Naroditsky Memorial Fund is now accepting donations. Remember, every single donation, every penny goes directly towards funding this annual memorial tournament that we've just witnessed over the last 3 days, and also towards establishing fellowships to support talented young chess players on their journey. Hit !fund in chat right now to see how you can get involved. Every little helps. But yeah, in the meantime, it is goodbye from Judith, goodbye from myself, everyone here and the production team. We'll see you again next time.
you.